Tonight, your financial life is not beyond divine order. No matter how tangled it has seemed, no matter how many figures have troubled your mind, no matter how often you have looked at one account and then another, one duty and then another, one need and then another, I tell you gently that nothing in your life is outside the reach of infinite intelligence. There is no confusion in God. There is no disorder in infinite spirit. There is no financial condition so scattered that divine order cannot gather it, bless it, correct it, and place every part in its right relation. You may have spent the day thinking too much, thinking of payments, thinking of debts, thinking of income, thinking of work, thinking of promises made and promises delayed, thinking of what must be paid, what must be received, what must be decided, what must be repaired. You may have carried tomorrow before tomorrow arrived. You may have carried next month before this night was finished. You may have tried to rearrange your whole financial life with a weary human mind, and the more you thought, the heavier the pieces became. But tonight, you do not have to rearrange it with fear. Tonight, you do not have to force order into your affairs by anxiety. Tonight, you do not have to sit in the dark and move every problem from one side of the mind to the other, as though worry were wisdom, as though strain were prayer, as though fear could find a way that infinite intelligence had missed. No, this is a holy hour of release. This is the hour in which you take the papers of the mind, the accounts of the heart, the burdens of the body, and the frightened questions of tomorrow, and you lay them upon the altar of infinite spirit. Infinite intelligence knows where every piece belongs. Say this softly within yourself. Infinite intelligence knows where every piece belongs. The money has its place. The work has its place. The obligation has its place. The door has its place. The right person has their place. The right idea has its place. The right action has its place. The right timing has its place. Even the thing that appeared delayed, even the thing that appeared closed, even the thing that appeared confused, must find its place under divine order. Before you drift further into this quiet teaching, make one small outward movement that agrees with your inward decision. Subscribe to these words, not as a common gesture, but as a sign that you are willing to return again and again to faith instead of fear. Let it be your simple yes to divine order, your little appointment with truth, your reminder that you will not leave your financial life in the hands of panic. Subscribe to this channel now, if these words have found you in the right hour, and let that quiet action stand as the first piece being placed back into order. For tonight, we are not calling forth more confusion. We are not trying to frighten money into appearing. We are not begging life to become generous. We are not pushing against closed doors with trembling hands. We are doing something far more powerful and far more peaceful. We are placing your entire financial life under grace. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let that sentence come slowly. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. It is a word of faith. It is a word of adjustment. It is a word of divine order. It does not say I know how. It says infinite spirit knows how. It does not say I must force the path. It says the perfect way is revealed. It does not say everything depends upon one person, one payment, one letter, one position, one door. It says all channels are subject to divine intelligence. And again, take the small outer action as a seal upon the inner word. Subscribe to this channel now, not merely to hear another message, but to keep yourself near the atmosphere of faith until the old financial story has lost its power. Each return to truth waters the seed. Each word of faith strengthens the road. Each reminder of divine order trains the mind away from lack and towards supply. Let this be your quiet declaration. I am willing to hear the right word, and I am willing to let my affairs be rearranged under grace. Now, rest. You have done enough striving for one day. You have tried to think your way through the maze. You have tried to calculate peace. You have tried to make the future confess its answer before the appointed hour. But peace does not come from forcing tomorrow to speak tonight. Peace comes from remembering that divine order is already operating where the senses see only disorder. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. The phrase may seem simple, but do not despise simple words. The greatest spiritual laws often enter the world quietly. A single sentence spoken in faith can turn the whole direction of a life. A single word of divine order can begin dissolving years of fear. A single affirmation, held gently before sleep, can withdraw authority from lack and give authority again to infinite spirit. Your word is your wand. Tonight, let the wand be lifted over your financial life, not with strain, not with urgency, not with the trembling thought that if you do not hold everything together, everything will fall apart, but with calm authority, with spiritual dignity, with the certainty that the affairs of your life are not too small for God and not too complicated for infinite intelligence. You may have thought of your finances as scattered pieces, one piece called debt, one piece called income, one piece called work, one piece called a bill, one piece called a promise, one piece called a delay, one piece called uncertainty, one piece called fear, one piece called past mistake, one piece called tomorrow. But infinite intelligence sees the whole design. What looks like fragments to the human mind is not fragmented in divine mind. What looks like disorder to the frightened heart can be rearranged by the law of perfect order. What looks like a closed way can become the very place where the secret door appears. Tonight, your financial life is not beyond divine order. Let that comfort you. Tonight, your financial life is not beyond divine order. Even if you have said, I do not know what to do, infinite intelligence knows. Even if you have said, I do not know where the money can come from, infinite spirit knows. Even if you have said, this has gone too far, divine order is not intimidated. Even if you have said, everything is confused, God is not confused. The appearance of disorder is not the truth of your life. The truth is that divine order is the first law of heaven. And when you place your affairs under grace, the pieces begin to move toward their appointed places. A burden may be lifted, a payment may be arranged, a debt may be adjusted, a door may open, a false channel may fall away, a right person may appear, a new idea may come in the morning, a letter may arrive, a conversation may begin, a forgotten opportunity may return, a confused matter may become clear, a wrong road may close so the right road may be revealed. This is what it means for your financial life to be rearranged under grace in perfect ways. It does not always mean that the human mind's first plan is fulfilled. It means something better. It means the divine plan is fulfilled. It means your affairs are not merely patched from fear, but restored from a higher order. It means money, work, obligation, opportunity, timing, people, speech, action, and expectation are all brought under infinite intelligence. You do not have to know which piece moves first. You do not have to know which door opens first. You do not have to know which person is appointed first. You do not have to know which idea will come first. You only have to speak the word and rest in faith. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Say it as though you were placing a sealed letter into the hands of a trusted messenger. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Say it as though the invisible has heard you. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Say it as though divine order is already moving, for it is. The divine plan does not begin when the eyes see proof. It begins when the word of faith is spoken. It begins when fear is denied the final word. It begins when the burden is cast upon infinite spirit. It begins when the mind stops calling disorder permanent. Perhaps before this night, you have looked at your financial life and called it a trouble. Tonight, call it under grace. Perhaps you have looked at an account and called it lack. Tonight, call it under grace. Perhaps you have looked at your work and called it uncertain. Tonight, call it under grace. Perhaps you have looked at the future and called it frightening. Tonight, call it under grace. Everything that has frightened you is now placed under grace. Everything that has confused you is now placed under divine order. Everything that has weighed upon you is now handed to infinite spirit. Sleep now, and let divine order work. Sleep now, and let the burden be carried by a greater wisdom. Sleep now, and let the arrangement begin in the unseen. Sleep now, and let the right pieces move toward their right places. Sleep now, and let the old fear grow quiet. You are not abandoning your financial life by resting. You are placing it in the only hands that can truly arrange it. Rest is not neglect when the word has been spoken. Rest is faith. Rest is agreement with divine order. Rest is the quiet refusal to keep worshipping the problem. The mind may still want to ask, how will it be rearranged? Answer gently. Infinite intelligence knows. The mind may ask, when will I see the change? Answer gently. Divine timing is perfect. The mind may ask, what if nothing moves? Answer gently. The divine plan is already moving. The mind may ask, what if I have made mistakes? Answer gently. Divine order can restore, adjust, and redeem. The mind may ask, what if I do not know the next step? Answer gently. The right action is shown at the right time. Now let the question soften. Let the body become less guarded. Let the heart stop defending itself against tomorrow. Let the financial story of fear loosen its hold. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. The phrase is not a cry of desperation. It is not an argument with lack. It is not a demand made from panic. It is a spiritual decree of order. It is the wand turned toward your good. It is the burden placed upon infinite spirit. It is the first quiet movement from confusion into peace. Tonight, your financial life is not beyond divine order. It may be more ready for divine order than it has ever been, because you are no longer trying to manage it with fear. You are willing to let infinite intelligence arrange it. You are willing to let the wrong channels fall away. You are willing to let the right channels open. You are willing to let the right people come into their right places. You are willing to let the right ideas be revealed. You are willing to let the right action follow the right word. You are willing to sleep while grace works. And so, in this quiet hour, speak the word once more. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Again, more softly. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. And again, with no effort. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Sleep now, and let divine order work. Now, dear one, let us speak of the hidden disorder that is created by frightened words. For many people believe their financial disorder began in the purse, in the account, in the bill, in the wages, in the business, in the household, in the outer circumstance. They say, my money is confused. They say, my affairs are scattered. They say, my life is difficult because of what has happened outside of me. And yet very often before the outer disorder appeared, there was an inner disorder of words. Not because the soul was wicked, not because the heart deserved punishment, not because God withdrew supply, but because fear was permitted to speak too often, and the spoken word went forth carrying confusion. Your word is your wand. I say it again because it is one of the great secrets of the game of life. Your word is not merely a sound. It is not merely a complaint floating away into the air. It is not merely an idle phrase spoken at breakfast, at the table, in the street, or beside the evening lamp. Your word is a spiritual instrument. It is a messenger. It is a builder. It arranges, attracts, directs, and calls forth after its own kind. When the word is filled with fear, it carries fear into the invisible. When the word is filled with lack, it carries lack into expectation. When the word is filled with confusion, it carries confusion into affairs. When the word is filled with divine order, it carries order before you like a lamp. So tonight, we do not condemn the old words. We simply withdraw them. Every frightened word is now withdrawn. Say it softly. Every frightened word is now withdrawn. Perhaps you have said, I am always behind. Perhaps you have said it so often that it began to feel like your name. But it is not your name. It is only an old sentence, and an old sentence can be denied, dissolved, and replaced. Perhaps you have said, nothing works for me, but that is not spiritual truth. That is fear making a prophecy. That is disappointment trying to become law. You do not need to give it law. You may withdraw it now. Perhaps you have said, money never stays, but money is not your enemy. Money is a servant of divine supply. If you send it away with a curse, it returns in confusion. If you bless it, it returns under grace. Perhaps you have said, I cannot afford it. And the words seemed prudent, almost respectable, almost sensible. Yet beneath them was often a hidden suggestion of helplessness, as though infinite spirit had no way. You may speak more wisely now. You may say, infinite spirit provides the perfect supply for every right need. Do not send your word into disorder. Say it gently. Do not send your word into disorder. Many people do not merely have financial confusion. They have a confusion of speech around money. Their words go in one direction, and their prayers in another. In the morning they ask for supply, and by evening they declare lack. They speak of prosperity in hope, then speak of poverty in habit. They bless their future for a moment, then curse it with what if, and never and always and too late. This is not said to wound you, it is said to free you. For if the word has helped create disorder, the word can also begin the rearrangement. If the tongue has carried fear, the tongue can now carry faith. If old speech has scattered the pieces, right speech can call them back into divine order. I no longer speak confusion over my money. Say it slowly. I no longer speak confusion over my money. I no longer speak confusion over my work. I no longer speak confusion over my obligations. I no longer speak confusion over my future. I no longer speak confusion over the channels of supply. I no longer speak confusion over the doors that seem closed. I no longer speak confusion over the money that is coming to me. I speak divine order over all my financial affairs. Let that sentence become the new law of your night. I speak divine order over all my financial affairs. Not panic. Divine order. Not complaint. Divine order. Not helplessness. Divine order. Not old stories. Divine order. Not frightened repetition. Divine order. The human mind has a habit of repeating what it fears. It thinks repetition will protect it. It says, if I speak of the danger often enough, perhaps I shall be prepared. But the law of the word is precise. What is repeated is impressed. What is impressed is accepted. What is accepted begins to take form. So do not rehearse lack before sleep. Do not recite the history of what did not come. Do not tell the night that money is hard. Do not tell tomorrow that nothing changes. Do not tell your own soul that it is unsupported. Do not tell your supply that it has nowhere to come from. These are words sent into disorder. Tonight we send another word. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Say it with peace. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. The word goes before you. It does not need your anxiety to make it powerful. It needs your faith. It needs your willingness to stop contradicting it. It needs your gentle refusal to give fear the last sentence of the day. If fear says, I am always behind, answer, divine order restores all things. If fear says, nothing works for me, answer, infinite intelligence is working in all my affairs. If fear says, money never stays, answer, money is blessed, rightly circulated, and returns multiplied under grace. If fear says, I cannot afford it, answer, infinite spirit supplies every right need in perfect ways. If fear says there is no way, answer, the secret door opens under grace. If fear says it is too late, answer, divine timing is perfect, and my good cannot miss me. This is how the hidden disorder is corrected. Not by violence, not by self-condemnation, not by frantic effort, but by the patient, faithful substitution of truth for fear. A frightened word is like a servant carrying the wrong instructions into the house. It enters the rooms and says, move this out of place, hide that blessing, delay that payment, close that expectation, let confusion remain. But a word of divine order enters and says, put everything in its rightful place, open the way, bless the channel, restore the supply, bring peace to the household. Your word gives instructions, so let the instructions be clear. I speak divine order over all my financial affairs. I speak divine order over all my money. I speak divine order over all my income. I speak divine order over all my debts. I speak divine order over all my bills. I speak divine order over all my work. I speak divine order over all my opportunities. I speak divine order over all my decisions. I speak divine order over all my channels of supply. I speak divine order over all my expected and unexpected good. Now the old confusion begins to loosen. It cannot hold the same place when the word changes. You may have spoken fear for many years, but do not despair. The word of faith spoken now has power. The light does not ask how long the room has been dark. When the lamp is lit, the darkness begins to go. The room may have been dark for an hour or for many years. The nature of light remains the same, so light the lamp tonight. Your word is your wand. Lift it gently over your finances. Say, divine order is now established in all my affairs. Say, every frightened word is withdrawn. Say, every word of lack is dissolved. Say, every word of delay is replaced by divine timing. Say, every word of confusion is replaced by divine order. Say, every word of fear is replaced by faith. Do not struggle to believe perfectly at once. Speak gently, speak steadily, speak as one turning a ship. At first, the old current may still be felt. The old phrases may rise by habit, but you are not their servant. When they rise, answer them. When they appear, replace them. When they knock at the door of the mind, do not invite them to supper. Bless them and send them away. Say, that is not my word now. If the thought says, I am behind, say, that is not my word now. If the thought says, I never have enough, say, that is not my word now. If the thought says, my finances are a mess, say, that is not my word now. If the thought says, nothing can be done, say, that is not my word now. Then speak the new word. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. This is my word now. Divine order is my word now. Supply is my word now. Grace is my word now. Adjustment is my word now. Restoration is my word now. Perfect timing is my word now. Right action is my word now. The right people are my word now. The right channels are my word now. The secret door is my word now. The fearful word is no longer my word. In this way, you cease feeding the disorder. You cease naming yourself after lack. You cease making a shrine of old mistakes. You cease rehearsing the very condition you wish to leave. I no longer speak confusion over my money. Let that sentence be firm but kind. I no longer speak confusion over my money. You do not need to hate the old self who spoke confusion. That old self was frightened. Bless her. Comfort her. Tell her she no longer has to stand guard at the door of lack. Tell her infinite spirit is the source. Tell her she may rest now. Tell her divine order is working. The spiritual path is not made by blaming the frightened part of the mind. It is made by teaching it truth. So tonight, teach the mind gently. When it reaches for old words, give it new ones. When it reaches for old panic, give it prayer. When it reaches for old calculations, give it divine order. When it reaches for old despair, give it the wand. Your word is your wand. Let your wand not be used against your own good. Do not say, "This always happens to me." Say, "Divine order now establishes the perfect pattern." Do not say, "I am unlucky." Say, "I am divinely guided and divinely supplied." Do not say, "I cannot get ahead." Say, "Infinite Spirit brings all my affairs into perfect adjustment." Do not say, "Money is hard to find." Say, "Supply comes through channels known and unknown." Do not say, "I am afraid of tomorrow." Say, "Tomorrow is under grace." Do not say, "My financial life is ruined." Say, "My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways." This is not empty speaking. This is spiritual correction. It is the right use of the word. It is the return of the wand to its true office. The word does not merely comfort you. It changes the direction of expectation. And expectation is powerful. A person who expects disorder often overlooks order when it arrives. A person who expects lack often fails to recognize the first sign of supply. A person who expects delay may unconsciously prepare delay. But the one who expects divine order becomes alert to guidance. She notices the letter. She hears the suggestion. She remembers the right person. She takes the right step. She blesses the opening. Your words prepare your expectation. Your expectation prepares your perception. Your perception helps you recognize the way. This is why the word must be right before sleep. Before sleep, the mind is tender. It is like soft wax. Do not impress it with fear. Do not press upon it the image of disorder. Do not give it the command, "I am always behind." Give it the command of divine order. Say, "All my financial affairs are in divine order." Say, "Infinite intelligence knows where every piece belongs." Say, "My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways." Let the last word be a word that can work for you in the night. Fear has worked long enough. Complaint has worked long enough. Confusion has spoken long enough. Now divine order speaks. I speak divine order over all my financial affairs. Again, I speak divine order over all my financial affairs. And again, I speak divine order over all my financial affairs. There is no need to shout. The law does not require noise. A quiet word spoken with faith is stronger than a loud word spoken in panic. Infinite Spirit is not far away. The kingdom is within. The law is near. The word is in your mouth and in your heart. So speak softly. My money is in divine order. My work is in divine order. My obligations are in divine order. My opportunities are in divine order. My timing is in divine order. My channels are in divine order. My decisions are in divine order. My receiving is in divine order. My giving is in divine order. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. If you feel resistance, bless it. If you feel disbelief, bless it. If you feel tired, bless the tiredness. Do not make another problem out of the fact that fear has been present. Simply return to the word. The word is the path. The word is the wand. The word is the beginning of rearrangement. Every frightened word is now withdrawn. Every word spoken against my supply is now withdrawn. Every word spoken against my work is now withdrawn. Every word spoken against my future is now withdrawn. Every word spoken against my good is now withdrawn. The words are dissolved. The old commands are cancelled. The old disorder has no authority. The old financial story is no longer law. I speak divine order over all my financial affairs. And now imagine, gently, not with strain, that your old words are like scattered papers upon a table. Some say, "I am behind." Some say, "I cannot." Some say, "There is no way." Some say, "Money never stays." Some say, "Nothing works." For a time those papers seem to describe your life, but now a great hand of divine order gathers them. They are removed. They are no longer the instructions. New words are placed there. Divine order, divine supply, perfect adjustment, right action, right timing, right people, right channels, grace, peace, prosperity, restoration. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let this image fade softly into feeling. The old papers are gone. The new word remains. I no longer speak confusion over my money. I speak divine order over all my financial affairs. Your word is your wand. Use it now to bless. Bless the account. Bless the bill. Bless the debt. Bless the income. Bless the work. Bless the opportunity. Bless the waiting. Bless the unknown. Bless the right action that will be revealed. Bless the financial life that is being rearranged under grace. There is a very great peace in knowing that an old word can be replaced. You are not trapped in yesterday's speech. You are not bound forever by a sentence spoken in fear. You may speak again. You may choose again. You may bless again. You may give a new instruction to life. The law responds to the word held in consciousness. So let the word tonight be clear. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. My affairs are no longer scattered by fear. My money is no longer spoken over with confusion. My work is no longer named uncertain. My future is no longer named frightening. My good is no longer named delayed. My supply is no longer named absent. All is called into divine order. All is placed under grace. All is rearranged in perfect ways. Now let the body rest in the correction. The mind does not need to search for every frightened word and wrestle it down. The word of faith is enough. As light fills a room, darkness leaves without argument. As divine order fills consciousness, disorder loses place. Sleep will come more easily when the tongue no longer speaks against tomorrow. Sleep will come more softly when the last word is not lack. Sleep will come more deeply when the heart knows that infinite intelligence is arranging what fear could never arrange. So tonight, before sleep, let this be the final word over money, not confusion. Divine order, not lack. Divine supply, not I am behind. Perfect adjustment, not there is no way. The secret door, not money never stays. Blessed circulation, not I cannot afford it. Infinite spirit provides, not nothing works for me. Infinite intelligence works in all my affairs. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Say it once more. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. And again softly, my financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Every frightened word is withdrawn. Every confused word is dissolved. Every word of lack is replaced. I speak divine order over all my financial affairs, and the word goes forth before me, under grace, in perfect ways. Now let us remember that behind every appearance of disorder, there is a divine pattern. There is a divine pattern for my prosperity. Say it gently within yourself. There is a divine pattern for my prosperity. The human eye often sees only pieces. It sees a payment here, an obligation there, a door that did not open, a letter that has not arrived, a sum that seems too small, a need that seems too great, a plan that has not yet found its way. The human mind looks upon these pieces and says, "This is confusion, this is disorder, this is beyond me." But infinite intelligence sees the whole design. What appears confused to me is clear to God. Let that sentence quiet the mind. What appears confused to me is clear to God. There is no tangle in divine mind. There is no scattered table of affairs in infinite spirit. There is no account, no debt, no duty, no channel, no opportunity, no delay, no person, no piece of your financial life that is unknown to the divine pattern. You may see only one corner of the design, but infinite intelligence sees the whole tapestry. A life may look to the senses like a table covered with papers. One paper says, "This must be paid." Another says, "This has not come." Another says, "This is uncertain." Another says, "This person has not answered." Another says, "This door is closed." Another says, "This work is changing." Another says, "This month is unclear." And the frightened mind sits before the table and says, "I do not know where anything belongs." But infinite intelligence knows where every paper belongs. Infinite intelligence sees what must be kept, what must be released, what must be answered, what must be adjusted, what must be blessed, what must be paid, what must be received, what must be postponed under grace, what must be brought forward under grace, and what must be removed because it no longer belongs to the divine plan. My affairs are now brought into perfect adjustment. Say it slowly. My affairs are now brought into perfect adjustment. Perfect adjustment is one of the beautiful works of divine order. It does not always arrive with noise. It does not always arrive in the way the anxious mind has chosen. Sometimes it begins as a quiet idea. Sometimes it begins as a change of attitude. Sometimes it begins as a person moved into their right place. Sometimes it begins as a door closing. Sometimes it begins as a simple instruction. Put this in order. Bless this obligation. Release this false channel. Write this letter. Wait in faith. Take this step. Do not fear. Perfect adjustment means everything is placed where it belongs. The right money in the right place. The right work in the right place. The right obligation in the right place. The right person in the right place. The right opportunity in the right place. The right word in the right place. The frightened mind thinks order must be forced from the outside. It says, "If I can only push this person, move this door, change this number, control this outcome, then I shall be safe." But the spiritual mind knows that true order begins in divine mind and appears outwardly through right words, right faith, right guidance, and right action. Divine order rearranges everything for my good. Let that word be soft but firm. Divine order rearranges everything for my good. Even the peace that you do not understand can be used by divine order. Even the delay can be adjusted. Even the disappointment can be redirected. Even the apparent loss can become the beginning of restoration. Even the closed door can be part of divine selection. Even the obligation that frightens you can become a place where supply is revealed. Do not judge the pattern while you are seeing only threads. A person who sees the underside of a tapestry may think all is knots and confusion. Threads cross and turn. Colors seem misplaced. Nothing appears beautiful. But the one who sees from above knows the design. The one who weaves knows where every thread belongs. So it is with your financial life. From beneath you may see knots. From fear you may see confusion. But from divine mind there is a pattern. There is a divine pattern for my prosperity. Say it again. There is a divine pattern for my prosperity. This prosperity is not merely an amount of money. It is a right arrangement of life. It is work in divine order. It is supply in divine order. It is compensation in divine order. It is obligation met in divine order. It is receiving and giving in divine order. It is the right channels open and the wrong channels closed. It is the false burden cast away and the true blessing received. It is peace where there has been pressure. It is guidance where there has been confusion. The divine pattern includes all of this. Many ask only for money, but Infinite Spirit answers with order. For money entering disorder may not bring peace. Money entering confusion may be quickly scattered. Money entering fear may be clutched, resented, or misdirected. But when divine order comes, supply has a place to remain. Circulate, bless, multiply, and serve. So tonight, do not ask merely for money. Ask for the divine pattern of prosperity to be revealed. Say, reveal to me the divine pattern of my prosperity. Say, bring my affairs into perfect adjustment. Say, let every piece find its right place under grace. Say, let my financial life be rearranged according to divine order. This is a deeper prosperity than the anxious mind first requests. It is not a temporary patch over fear. It is an inner and outer correction. It is the restoration of right relationship between money, work, value, service, obligation, receiving, giving, and faith. What appears confused to me is clear to God. Rest there. What appears confused to me is clear to God. The mind may say, but I do not see the pattern. You do not need to see it tonight. The seed does not need to see the garden. The child does not need to see the whole road. The traveler does not need the entire map before taking the next step. Infinite intelligence sees the whole design. The mind may say, but I have made mistakes. Divine order can use even a mistake when it is placed under grace. Nothing is too crooked for divine adjustment. Nothing is too late for divine timing. Nothing is too scattered for divine gathering. Say, all mistakes are now corrected under grace. Every wrong road is divinely redirected. Every confused condition is brought into perfect adjustment. The mind may say, but there are too many pieces. Infinite intelligence is not overwhelmed by many pieces. The stars are many, and yet they move in order. The leaves are many, and yet the tree knows how to grow. The waves are many, and yet the tide has its law. Your financial pieces may seem many to you, but they are not many to God. There is a divine pattern for my prosperity. My affairs are now brought into perfect adjustment. Divine order rearranges everything for my good. Let the heart soften around that word. Everything, everything, the payment, the debt, the account, the work, the opportunity, the income, the delay, the decision, the person, the door, the past, the future, the fear. Everything is brought under divine order. Nothing is excluded because it seems too small. Nothing is excluded because it seems too large. Nothing is excluded because it has troubled you for a long time. Infinite Spirit does not say, this matter is spiritual, and that matter is not. All life is spiritual when it is placed under divine law. Your money is spiritual when it is blessed. Your work is spiritual when it is guided. Your obligations are spiritual when they are met under grace. Your prosperity is spiritual when it serves divine order. So bring everything into the presence. Do not hide the financial trouble from God as though it were unworthy of prayer. Do not think that money is too common for Infinite Spirit. There is no separation in divine mind. The same law that guides the stars can guide a coin. The same intelligence that opens the flower can open the door. The same spirit that feeds the birds can feed the household. The same grace that heals the heart can adjust an account. What appears confused to me is clear to God. Let the room be still around that thought. What appears confused to me is clear to God. Now imagine, only gently, that the scattered pieces of your financial life are not being judged but arranged, not condemned but placed, not punished but corrected. There is no harshness in divine order. There is firmness, yes. There is clarity, yes. There is selection, yes. But there is also mercy. There is restoration. There is beauty. There is a wisdom that knows how to bring the soul out of disorder without breaking it. A payment that seemed delayed may be placed in its right time. A debt that seemed heavy may be placed under divine adjustment. A job that seemed uncertain may be placed under guidance. A gift that seemed unused may be placed into perfect self-expression. A false channel may be removed. A true channel may be opened. A person may be moved into right relation. A fear may be dissolved. A word may be corrected. A door may be revealed. The divine pattern is not merely about money appearing. It is about life becoming rightly arranged so money can come, stay, circulate, bless, and multiply in peace. This is why you must not cling to the old disorder. Sometimes people become familiar with disorder. They know the old worry. They know the old complaint. They know the old story of being behind. They know the old way of fearing bills and distrusting supply. The old pattern may be painful, but it is familiar. Divine order asks them to let that pattern be broken. Let the old pattern be broken under grace. Say it softly. Let the old pattern be broken under grace. Let the pattern of fear be broken. Let the pattern of delay be broken. Let the pattern of lack be broken. Let the pattern of confusion be broken. Let the pattern of wrong speech be broken. Let the pattern of wrong dependence be broken. Let the pattern of resisting money be broken. Let the pattern of financial anxiety before sleep be broken. And let the divine pattern appear. There is a divine pattern for my prosperity. It is not made by fear. It is not made by struggle. It is not made by forcing doors. It is not made by clinging to wrong channels. It is made in divine mind. It is revealed through faith. It is opened by the right word. It is followed by right action. It is fulfilled under grace. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Now breathe quietly with the idea that everything has a place. Nothing needs to float wildly in thought tonight. The unpaid thing has a place. The expected thing has a place. The unknown thing has a place. The thing you regret has a place. The thing you fear has a place. And when placed under divine order, each thing loses its power to frighten you. A scattered object on a dark floor may trip the foot. The same object placed where it belongs becomes useful. So it is with the pieces of your life. A bill feared becomes a burden. A bill blessed becomes an obligation under supply. A delay feared becomes torment. A delay blessed becomes divine timing. A closed door feared becomes defeat. A closed door blessed becomes divine selection. A sum feared becomes a threat. A sum blessed becomes a demand met by divine supply. Everything changes when it is placed in the divine pattern. Divine order rearranges everything for my good. Again, divine order rearranges everything for my good. Do not ask the night to show you every movement. The night has another purpose. The night receives the word. The night quiets the outer senses. The night allows the mind to cease from grasping. In the quiet, the word of divine order can settle deeper than ordinary thought. My affairs are now brought into perfect adjustment. Say it like a lullaby for the mind. My affairs are now brought into perfect adjustment. My money is brought into perfect adjustment. My work is brought into perfect adjustment. My obligations are brought into perfect adjustment. My opportunities are brought into perfect adjustment. My decisions are brought into perfect adjustment. My channels are brought into perfect adjustment. My receiving and giving are brought into perfect adjustment. My financial life is brought into perfect adjustment. Under grace, in perfect ways. If tomorrow there is a step to take, you will be shown. If tomorrow there is a person to speak to, you will be led. If tomorrow there is a door to approach, it will have its sign. If tomorrow there is a matter to arrange, the right action will come. But tonight, the work is not to rush into all steps at once. Tonight, the work is to accept the divine pattern. There is a divine pattern for my prosperity. Infinite intelligence sees the whole design. What appears confused to me is clear to God. My affairs are now brought into perfect adjustment. Divine order rearranges everything for my good. Let these 5 truths gather your scattered thoughts. Let them bring the pieces home. Let them call the mind away from panic. Let them make the heart willing to rest. You are not sleeping beside financial chaos. You are sleeping under divine order. You are not abandoning your affairs. You are placing them in their true pattern. You are not ignoring the pieces. You are allowing infinite intelligence to show where each piece belongs. There is hope in this. There is order in this. There is mercy in this. There is prosperity in this. There is peace in this. And because Infinite Spirit sees the whole design, you do not need to keep watch over every piece tonight. You may rest, you may release, you may trust, you may allow the divine pattern to be revealed in its perfect time. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Say it again, softer. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. And again with the mind growing quiet. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. The pieces are not lost. The pattern is not broken. The way is not hidden from God. Divine order rearranges everything for my good, and all is being brought into perfect adjustment now. Now let us see this more clearly. Money is important, but money is not the whole arrangement. Money is one piece. It is a useful piece. It is a blessed piece when it is placed under divine order. It can meet obligations, open comfort, support the home, bless the body, serve the work, and give freedom for right expression. But if money is the only piece you ask for, while the rest of life remains in confusion, then the same old disorder may soon scatter the supply again. This is why Infinite Spirit does more than send money. Infinite Spirit rearranges the life. Money is not the whole arrangement. Say it gently. Money is not the whole arrangement. Your work is part of the arrangement. Your thoughts are part of the arrangement. Your spoken word is part of the arrangement. Your habits are part of the arrangement. Your expectations are part of the arrangement. The people around you are part of the arrangement. The doors you enter, the doors you leave, the duties you bless, the gifts you express, the decisions you make, and the guidance you follow are all part of the arrangement. A person may pray for money, and Infinite Spirit may first send an idea. A person may pray for money, and Infinite Spirit may first send right action. A person may pray for money, and Infinite Spirit may first move a wrong person out of the way. A person may pray for money, and Infinite Spirit may first reveal a neglected talent. A person may pray for money, and Infinite Spirit may first correct the word that has been spoken over money for many years. This is not delay. This is divine order. Sometimes the answer does not begin with the coin. It begins with the channel through which the coin must come. It begins with the attitude that must receive it. It begins with the work that must be blessed. It begins with the obligation that must be placed in order. It begins with the habit of fear being dissolved. It begins with the soul being prepared to receive, keep, bless, and circulate prosperity under grace. My supply comes through a perfectly ordered life. Let that sentence rest within you. My supply comes through a perfectly ordered life, not a life without lessons, not a life without movement, not a life without duties, but a life brought under divine order. If the work is confused, the supply may be confused. If the speech is fearful, the supply may seem fearful. If the channels are forced, the money may come with strain. If the obligations are hated, the bills may feel like enemies. If the heart resists receiving, the doors may appear closed. This is why the whole arrangement is blessed tonight. My work is rearranged under grace. Say it softly. My work is rearranged under grace. Perhaps your work has seemed uncertain. Perhaps your labor has not been rightly rewarded. Perhaps you have felt unseen, underused, overburdened, or out of place. Perhaps the work of your hands has not matched the gift of your soul. Perhaps you have worked from fear, or remained where peace had already departed. Perhaps you have asked for money, when what was needed first was the rearrangement of work under divine guidance. So tonight, place your work under grace. Do not curse it. Do not cling to it as your source. Do not fear losing what is not your source. Do not force it to be what Infinite Spirit has not appointed it to be. Bless it. Say, my work is rearranged under grace. If it is the right work, it is blessed, increased, ordered, and rewarded. If it is not the right work, the perfect work is revealed. If there is a better channel for your gifts, it opens. If your present duties are part of the divine plan, they are made lighter, clearer, and more fruitful. If a change is needed, it comes under grace, not under fear. My opportunities are rearranged under grace. Say it gently. My opportunities are rearranged under grace. Not every opportunity is a divine opportunity. Not every open door is your door. Not every invitation is your appointment. Not every offer carries peace, and not every delay is denial. Infinite intelligence knows which opportunities belong to your prosperity and which only resemble prosperity. Sometimes the life must be rearranged by removing false opportunities. Sometimes a glittering door closes so that the quiet true door can open. Sometimes the thing you wished for does not come because it would have trapped you in a smaller good. Sometimes the opportunity you did not notice carries the very supply you asked for. So tonight, do not demand merely more opportunities. Ask for the right opportunities. My opportunities are rearranged under grace. The false ones fall away. The true ones come forward. The hidden ones are revealed. The delayed ones arrive in divine timing. The perfect ones open without strain. My obligations are rearranged under grace. Let that word bring peace. My obligations are rearranged under grace. Many people are not frightened by money itself, but by obligations. A bill, a debt, a promise, a household need, a duty owed to another, a responsibility that seems larger than the present supply. The mind sees these things and says, I am trapped. But an obligation placed under grace is no longer a prison. It is a matter brought under divine adjustment. Divine supply meets every demand. Divine order knows how to adjust what must be adjusted. It may bring the money. It may bring the arrangement. It may bring the right conversation. It may bring clarity. It may bring order to papers and promises. It may bring a new channel. It may bring courage to do what has been avoided. It may bring peace where there has been shame. Do not sleep with obligations standing over you like stern judges. Bless them, place them under grace. Say these obligations are met, adjusted, supplied and ordered under grace in perfect ways. Then let the burden fall from the body. The life is being rearranged. The whole life, not merely one coin, one note, one payment, one sudden answer. The whole arrangement is being touched by divine order. Your habits of speech are being rearranged. Your relation to receiving is being rearranged. Your relation to giving is being rearranged. Your work is being rearranged. Your opportunities are being rearranged. Your obligations are being rearranged. Your decisions are being rearranged. Your channels of supply are being rearranged. Your expectation is being rearranged. Your peace is being restored. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. This means that if a wrong habit has kept money from resting in your life, that habit can be corrected. If you have spoken money away, your word can be changed. If you have feared bills, you can learn to bless them. If you have clung to one channel, you can release it and receive from infinite spirit. If you have undervalued your gift, your perfect self-expression can be revealed. If you have acted from panic, right action can take its place. Money is not the whole arrangement. Money is part of a holy circulation. It moves through thought. It moves through word. It moves through work. It moves through service. It moves through people. It moves through doors. It moves through divine appointments. It moves through right ideas. It moves through right timing. It moves through the channels prepared by infinite spirit. If the channel is blocked by fear, divine order clears it. If the channel is false, divine selection removes it. If the channel is hidden, infinite intelligence reveals it. If the channel is ready, grace opens it. This is why you may rest tonight. You are not asking a single coin to solve a disorder of many years. You are inviting divine order to correct the pattern itself. You are not merely asking for a temporary relief. You are allowing your financial life to be rearranged at the root. A sum of money may ease fear for a day. Divine order heals the fear that misuses money. A payment may answer one need. Divine order teaches the mind that all needs are met. A new opportunity may open one door. Divine order reveals which doors are yours. A gift may come unexpectedly. Divine order prepares you to receive without guilt and circulate without fear. So let your prayer be larger tonight. Not only send me money, but rearrange my financial life under grace. Not only pay this bill, but bring all my obligations into divine adjustment. Not only open this door, but open the right door and close the wrong one. Not only help me now, but restore the divine pattern of my prosperity. My supply comes through a perfectly ordered life. Again, gently, my supply comes through a perfectly ordered life. Let the word ordered comfort you. Ordered does not mean harsh. Ordered does not mean rigid. Ordered does not mean lifeless. Divine order is living. It is beautiful. It is intelligent. It is merciful. It is like a garden where every flower has room, every path has direction, every seed has season, every root has nourishment, and every bloom has its appointed hour. Your financial life can become a garden under grace, not a battlefield, not a tangled room, not a table of scattered fears. A garden, a place of circulation, a place of blessing, a place of right use, a place of receiving and giving, a place where work, money, service, obligation, opportunity, and peace all have their proper place. My work is rearranged under grace. My opportunities are rearranged under grace. My obligations are rearranged under grace. My supply comes through a perfectly ordered life. Now, if the mind tries to return to one single worry, answer it with the larger truth. If it says, but what about this payment? Say, this payment is part of the divine arrangement. If it says, but what about this debt? Say, this debt is under divine adjustment. If it says, but what about this work? Say, my work is rearranged under grace. If it says, but what about this door? Say, the right door opens and the wrong door closes under grace. Do not let one piece frighten you into forgetting the pattern. Infinite intelligence sees the whole design, and the whole design is being rearranged for your good. Perhaps tomorrow you will be led to put something in order. Perhaps you will be led to speak a word you have avoided. Perhaps you will be led to bless an obligation you have feared. Perhaps you will be led to consider a new opportunity. Perhaps you will be led to rest, to wait, to prepare, or to release. Whatever is needed will be shown in the right way, at the right time. Tonight, it is enough to place the whole arrangement under grace. Say, all my work is under grace. Say, all my opportunities are under grace. Say, all my obligations are under grace. Say, all my decisions are under grace. Say, all my habits of speech are under grace. Say, all my channels of supply are under grace. Say, all my financial life is under grace. And then, once more, say the central word. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let it settle. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let it soften the fear that asks only for one outer sign. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let it open the mind to a greater good than temporary relief. You are not merely waiting for money. You are being brought into divine order. You are not merely waiting for one answer. The whole arrangement is being corrected. You are not merely waiting for a door. The perfect way is being revealed. You are not merely waiting for help. Infinite intelligence is placing every part of your prosperity where it belongs. So sleep now with a wider faith. Money is included. Work is included. Obligations are included. Opportunities are included. Ideas are included. People are included. Timing is included. Guidance is included. Peace is included. Your whole financial life is included. And all of it is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Now, beloved one, there comes a moment when the hands must open. There comes a moment when the mind must stop carrying what belongs to infinite spirit. There comes a moment when the heart must say, I have turned this over long enough in fear. I have counted it, questioned it, feared it, watched it, and carried it. Now I place it where it belongs. Tonight, cast the entire financial burden, not one little piece of it, not only the part that seems easy, not only the bill you understand, not only the question that feels small enough to release. Cast the whole burden, the money that is needed, the money that is owed, the money that has not yet come, the work that feels uncertain, the income that seems delayed, the obligation that has stood before you like a stern messenger, the decision that has tired your mind, the fear of tomorrow, the fear of next month, the fear of not having enough, the fear of being left alone with the problem. Cast it all upon infinite spirit. I cast this entire financial burden upon infinite spirit. Say it softly. I cast this entire financial burden upon infinite spirit. And now say the words of freedom. I go free. Again, more quietly. I go free. This is not carelessness. This is not neglect. This is not turning away from right action. It is the highest wisdom, for there are things the human mind can do, and there are things only divine intelligence can arrange. The human mind can bless, speak the word, follow guidance, put affairs in order, and take the step when it is shown. But the human mind cannot see all channels. It cannot move all people. It cannot govern all timing. It cannot know every hidden door. It cannot carry the whole financial universe upon its shoulders. So do not ask the human mind to be God. It was never made for that burden. My affairs are now under divine management. Let those words enter gently. My affairs are now under divine management. The account is under divine management. The debt is under divine management. The bill is under divine management. The income is under divine management. The delay is under divine management. The decision is under divine management. The entire financial life is under divine management. How restful it is to know that you are not the manager of the universe. You are not the source. You are not the law. You are not the one who must push every door, persuade every person, invent every channel, and hold every piece in place through tension. Infinite spirit is the source. Infinite intelligence is the arranger. Divine order is the law. Grace is the way. I need not solve tonight what divine intelligence is rearranging. Say it slowly. I need not solve tonight what divine intelligence is rearranging. This is the sentence that allows the body to rest. For many lie down at night, but they do not truly lie down. The body is upon the bed, but the mind is still sitting at a table covered with figures and fears. The hands are still clutching invisible papers. The heart is still trying to arrange tomorrow. The breath is still moving as though danger were near. The body has gone to rest, but the financial burden has been invited to remain awake. Tonight, do not sleep with the burden inside the body. Do not sleep with the accounts held in the chest. Do not sleep with the debt held in the throat. Do not sleep with the question held in the forehead. Do not sleep with tomorrow held in the stomach. Do not sleep with the whole financial system pressed upon the heart. Cast it. I cast this entire financial burden upon infinite spirit, and I go free. Let the words be like laying down a heavy bundle after a long road. I cast this entire financial burden upon infinite spirit, and I go free. The burden is lifted, and divine order begins. Say it gently. The burden is lifted, and divine order begins. The moment you cast the burden, you cease feeding it with fear. You cease carrying it as though your anxiety were the only thing keeping life from falling apart. You cease placing your little personal will above infinite wisdom. You say this matter is too sacred to be handled by panic. It belongs under grace. Then the divine arrangement can begin to be felt. A burden in fear becomes heavier. A burden under grace becomes subject to transformation. A burden in the human mind becomes a circle, turning and turning. A burden cast upon infinite spirit becomes a road, opening and opening. This is why I have always taught the power of casting the burden. It is not merely a comfort, it is a spiritual act. It transfers the matter from the realm of strain to the realm of divine law. It is the difference between saying, I must fix everything, and saying, infinite spirit knows the perfect way, and I am willing to be guided. Perhaps there is one financial matter that has followed you for many nights. It has entered your thoughts before sleep. It has met you in the morning. It has whispered while you worked. It has stood beside you even when you tried to enjoy a simple hour. Tonight, do not let it follow you further. Place it in the hands of infinite spirit. Say, this matter is under divine management. Say, this matter is now rearranged in perfect ways. Say, I cast this burden and I go free. Do not ask yourself whether you have released it perfectly. Perfection is not required of the frightened mind. Willingness is enough. If fear returns, cast it again. If the thought returns, place it again. If the burden reaches for your heart, answer it again. I cast this entire financial burden upon infinite spirit. I go free. Again. I cast this entire financial burden upon infinite spirit. I go free. Again. I cast this entire financial burden upon infinite spirit. I go free. Again. I cast this entire financial burden upon infinite spirit. I cast the burden of delay. I cast the burden of uncertainty. I cast the burden of decisions. I cast the burden of obligations. I cast the burden of past mistakes. I cast the burden of future fear. I cast the burden of not knowing how. I cast the burden of trying to force the channel. I cast the burden of believing I am alone. I cast this entire financial burden upon infinite spirit, and I go free. Now the heart may become lighter, the burden is lifted, and divine order begins. The old mind may say, but if I stop worrying, who will take care of it? Answer, infinite spirit takes care of it. The old mind may say, if I do not think of it all night, I shall be unprepared. Answer, divine intelligence prepares the way. The old mind may say, if I rest, nothing will happen. Answer, while I rest, divine order works. Worry is not preparation. Fear is not protection. Sleeplessness is not proof of responsibility. The one who trusts infinite spirit may rest and still be ready for right action. The one who casts the burden may wake with clearer wisdom than the one who wrestles all night. The one who places affairs under divine management may be guided more accurately than the one who tries to manage everything with a tired mind. Your rest can be holy. Your sleep can be faith. Your release can be obedience. Your peace can be the very door through which the next instruction comes. I need not solve tonight what divine intelligence is rearranging. Let that be repeated. I need not solve tonight what divine intelligence is rearranging. Perhaps tonight divine intelligence is rearranging a channel of supply. Perhaps it is rearranging a person's thought. Perhaps it is rearranging an opportunity. Perhaps it is rearranging your own expectation. Perhaps it is rearranging a payment, an answer, an obligation, an idea, a path, a decision, or a door. You do not need to watch the rearrangement. You need to trust the arranger. When a room is being placed in order by one who knows where everything belongs, a child need not stand in the middle anxiously moving every object. The child may step aside and allow order. So tonight, step aside inwardly, not in weakness, but in faith. Let infinite intelligence know where every piece belongs. Let divine order place what fear has scattered. My affairs are now under divine management. My money is under divine management. My work is under divine management. My obligations are under divine management. My channels are under divine management. My decisions are under divine management. My future is under divine management. My entire financial life is under divine management. And because it is under divine management, I need not govern it with fear. This is the great mistake, the belief that fear is useful. Fear says, keep me near and I will help you. But fear does not help. Fear speaks confusion. Fear sees enemies. Fear misunderstands delay. Fear clings to wrong channels. Fear rejects peace. Fear makes the body pay for what the soul has already placed in God's hands. Tonight, dismiss fear as a manager. Say, fear, you are no longer the manager of my affairs. Say, panic, you are no longer the manager of my money. Say, worry, you are no longer the manager of my future. Say, infinite spirit is the source. Divine order is the law. Grace is the way. My affairs are now under divine management. There is relief in these words. There is structure in them. There is a spiritual firmness. They do not leave life loose and neglected. They place life under the highest order. Now, if you see in the mind a bill, place it under divine management. If you see a debt, place it under divine management. If you see a person connected with money, place that person under divine management. If you see a decision, place it under divine management. If you see a closed door, place it under divine management. If you see tomorrow, place it under divine management. Nothing needs to remain outside. Everything can be gathered. Everything can be blessed. Everything can be turned over. Everything can be rearranged. I cast this entire financial burden upon infinite spirit. I go free. The burden is lifted, and divine order begins. Let the body understand this. The body has carried much of what the mind feared. It has tightened around questions. It has braced against imagined losses. It has held the future as though danger were already here. Speak kindly to the body now. Say you do not have to carry the financial burden tonight. Say the burden has been cast. Say infinite spirit carries what I cannot carry. Say you may rest. Say you may sleep. Say divine order is working. You do not need to sleep as one guarding a treasure from thieves. You may sleep as one whose treasure is in divine keeping. You do not need to sleep as one awaiting disaster. You may sleep as one awaiting instruction. You do not need to sleep as one abandoned. You may sleep as one managed by infinite love. I go free. Let that become very simple. I go free, free from the belief that I am the source, free from the belief that I must know every channel, free from the belief that fear must be obeyed, free from the belief that the whole burden belongs to me, free from the old financial story, free from the old pressure, free from the old sentence, I must solve this tonight. I need not solve tonight what divine intelligence is rearranging. Again, I need not solve tonight what divine intelligence is rearranging. And again very softly, I need not solve tonight what divine intelligence is rearranging. Tomorrow, if there is a right step, it will be shown. Tomorrow, if there is a word to speak, it will be given. Tomorrow, if there is a paper to put in order, a letter to write, a person to meet, a door to approach, a duty to perform, the guidance will come. But tonight, the assignment is release. Tonight, the assignment is trust. Tonight, the assignment is to take the burden off the body and place it in spirit. The burden is lifted, and divine order begins. It begins in your thought. It begins in your word. It begins in your expectation. It begins in unseen channels. It begins in the quiet places where divine intelligence moves before the eyes can see. It begins when you stop insisting that panic must supervise the process. It begins now. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Say it with the release of one who has cast the burden. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Say it with the peace of one who is under divine management. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Say it with the dignity of one who remembers infinite spirit is the source. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Now there is nothing more to carry tonight. The whole burden has been placed under grace. The whole financial life has been placed under divine management. The whole question has been handed to infinite intelligence. The whole arrangement is being corrected in perfect ways. You may sleep now. You may rest now. You may go free now. I cast this entire financial burden upon infinite spirit. I go free. My affairs are now under divine management. I need not solve tonight what divine intelligence is rearranging. The burden is lifted, and divine order begins. Now we come again to the word. For the rearrangement of the financial life does not begin first in the account. It does not begin first in the outer figure. It does not begin first in the hand of another person. It does not begin first in the visible door. It begins where all true change begins, in the invisible command given by the word. Before the account changes, the word changes. Before the channel changes, the expectation changes. Before the door opens, the affirmation changes. Before the outer life is rearranged, the inner speech is brought into divine order. Your word is your wand, and the wand must be used with wisdom. If it is waved over your affairs with fear, it calls forth confusion. If it is waved over your money with complaint, it calls forth more to complain of. If it is waved over your future with dread, it darkens the road before your feet. But if it is lifted in faith, It becomes a light. It becomes a command of order. It becomes a messenger sent into the invisible to prepare the way. My word now rearranges my financial life under grace. Say it softly. My word now rearranges my financial life under grace. This is not a hard word. It is not a loud word. It is not a desperate word. It is a word of spiritual authority spoken from a quiet heart. It says that fear no longer has the right to name your affairs. It says that old phrases no longer govern the movement of supply. It says that the life which has been called confused is now called under divine order. Many wait for their money to change before they change their speech. They say, "When I have more, I shall speak abundance. When the bill is paid, I shall speak peace. When the door opens, I shall speak faith. When the proof appears, I shall stop fearing." But this is to misunderstand the law. The word is not merely a celebration after the answer. The word is often the path by which the answer comes. You do not wait for order before speaking order. You speak order, and order begins to appear. You do not wait for supply before speaking supply. You speak supply, and the consciousness of supply opens the channel. You do not wait for the door before speaking the door. You speak the word of the open way, and the right door is revealed under grace. So tonight we change the word, not with strain, not with guilt, not with the feeling that you must repair every sentence you have ever spoken. Only gently, only faithfully, only now. I no longer say I am behind. I say divine order restores all things. Let that replacement be clear. I no longer say I am behind. I say divine order restores all things. The phrase I am behind is a heavy garment. It makes the soul feel chased by life. It makes tomorrow look like an accuser. It makes every obligation seem like a footstep following you. But the truth is higher. Divine order restores all things. Divine order can restore time, restore opportunity, restore clarity, restore supply, restore courage, restore right relation, restore peace. You are not behind in divine mind. You are being brought into perfect adjustment. Say, divine order restores all things. Again, divine order restores all things. If there has been delay, divine order restores. If there has been confusion, divine order restores. If there has been a mistake, divine order restores. If there has been loss, divine order restores or replaces under grace. Do not make the word behind your dwelling place. Move out of it tonight. Enter the house of divine restoration. I no longer say, there is no way. I say, infinite spirit opens the perfect way. Let this sentence become a key in your hand. I no longer say, there is no way. I say, infinite spirit opens the perfect way. There is no way is one of the most dangerous phrases the frightened mind can speak, because it crowns the visible world as king. It says that what the eyes see is all there is. It says that the door you know is the only door. It says that human limitation has the final word. But infinite spirit is not limited to the doors you have counted. There is always a perfect way. There is always a secret door. There is always a channel known to infinite intelligence. There is always a right idea, a right person, a right opportunity, a right adjustment, a right timing, a right action. So do not say, there is no way. Say, infinite spirit opens the perfect way. Again gently. Infinite spirit opens the perfect way. The perfect way may not be your first way. It may not be your anxious way. It may not be the way you have demanded, watched, forced or feared losing. But it is the perfect way. And the perfect way contains more peace than the frightened way, more order than the hurried way, more blessing than the forced way. I no longer say, money never stays. I say, money is blessed and rightly circulated. Let the heart receive this correction. I no longer say, money never stays. I say, money is blessed and rightly circulated. Money must not be cursed as it moves. Money must not be followed with mourning. Money must not be sent out with resentment. If money goes to pay for service, bless it. If money goes to meet an obligation, bless it. If money goes to support your home, bless it. If money goes to satisfy a rightful demand, bless it. Money blessed as it goes is still under the law of supply. Money is blessed and rightly circulated. Money comes under grace. Money goes under grace. Money returns under grace. Money is a servant of divine order. Money is not lost in divine circulation. Money is blessed and rightly circulated. This is how the word begins to rearrange the financial life. It takes the old conclusion and replaces it with a spiritual fact. It takes the habit of fear and gives it a new instruction. It takes the scattered speech and makes it orderly. It turns the wand away from lack and towards supply. Let us continue this holy substitution. I no longer say, I cannot afford it. I say, infinite spirit supplies every right need. I no longer say, everything is too much. I say, divine supply meets every demand. I no longer say, nothing changes for me. I say, divine order is working now in ways seen and unseen. I no longer say, I am unlucky. I say I am divinely guided, divinely supplied, and divinely appointed. I no longer say, this is impossible. I say with infinite spirit, the perfect way is revealed. I no longer say, my finances are a mess. I say my financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let these replacements become gentle steps in the mind. You are not fighting the old words. You are replacing them. You are not accusing yourself for having spoken fear. You are choosing faith now. You are not trying to force belief with noise. You are allowing truth to become familiar. Truth becomes familiar by repetition. Fear became familiar by repetition. Now faith may become familiar by repetition. Divine order restores all things. Infinite spirit opens the perfect way. Money is blessed and rightly circulated. My word now rearranges my financial life under grace. Say it again. Divine order restores all things. Infinite spirit opens the perfect way. Money is blessed and rightly circulated. My word now rearranges my financial life under grace. There is great mercy in the fact that a word can be changed. You are not bound to the sentence you spoke yesterday. You are not chained to the declaration made in fear. You are not imprisoned by the phrase you heard from others, repeated by habit, or accepted in discouragement. The word of lack may be withdrawn. The word of order may be spoken. The direction may be changed. A ship may turn. A road may bend. A door may open. A financial life may be rearranged. The spoken word is often the first turn of the ship. Before the harbor appears, the ship changes direction. Before the new shore is seen, the rudder moves. Before the outer proof arrives, the inner command is given. So do not despise the quiet words spoken before sleep. It may seem small against the size of a problem, but the seed seems small against the size of a tree. The match seems small against the darkness of a room. The key seems small against the weight of a door. Yet the seed, the match, and the key all carry a power greater than their size. The right word is a seed. The right word is a light. The right word is a key. Tonight, speak the seed, light the lamp, turn the key. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Again, my financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let the word go into the places where old speech has lived. Let it move through the memory of lack. Let it pass through the old fear of bills. Let it enter the thought of income. Let it bless the work. Let it correct the expectation. Let it touch the future. Your financial life cannot remain entirely the same when your word is made new, for the word changes the atmosphere, and the atmosphere changes the reception of good. Under fear, one may not see the opportunity. Under faith, the same opportunity is recognized. Under complaint, one may miss the guidance. Under blessing, the guidance is heard. Under the old word, one may repeat the old pattern. Under the new word, divine order finds room to act. I speak divine order over all my financial affairs. Say it again. I speak divine order over all my financial affairs. I speak divine order over my work. I speak divine order over my income. I speak divine order over my obligations. I speak divine order over my decisions. I speak divine order over my opportunities. I speak divine order over my channels. I speak divine order over my words. I speak divine order over my sleep. I speak divine order over tomorrow. This is the right use of speech. It does not deny the existence of duties. It does not pretend that there are no obligations. It does not hide from practical life. It places practical life under spiritual law. It calls forth wisdom, courage, supply, order, and right action. Florence does not teach a faith without use. Faith must enter the checkbook, the desk, the letter, the account, the household, the work, the conversation, and the nightly thought. Faith must bless the very place where fear once spoke. Faith must speak over the ordinary details until they are no longer ordinary, but under grace. The rearrangement begins when the word stops agreeing with disorder. If the account seems disordered, do not say, "This is hopeless." Say, "This is now under divine order." If the work seems uncertain, do not say, "I am unsafe." Say, "My work is rearranged under grace." If the opportunity seems delayed, do not say, "It has passed me by." Say, "The right opportunity is divinely timed." If the money seems insufficient, do not say, "There is not enough." Say, "Infinite Spirit is my unfailing supply." If the path seems hidden, do not say, "I am lost." Say, "The perfect way is now revealed." This is not mere optimism. It is discipline of the word. It is spiritual law practiced in the smallest sentence. It is the refusal to let fear hold the pen with which your future is written. My word now rearranges my financial life under grace. Let this be your practice. When fear speaks, replace it. When lack speaks, replace it. When old habit speaks, replace it. When despair speaks, replace it. When the world speaks limitation, replace it inwardly with divine order. You do not need to argue with everyone. You do not need to convince the world. You need only govern your own word. The world may speak shortage. You may speak supply. The world may speak delay. You may speak divine timing. The world may speak confusion. You may speak divine order. The world may speak fear. You may speak faith, quietly, faithfully, consistently, before sleep, upon waking, in the ordinary hours, at the moment fear rises. This is how the word becomes a path. The path is made by repetition, but not empty repetition. Each repetition is a choice. Each repetition removes a little authority from the old story. Each repetition says to consciousness, this is the new road. Divine order restores all things. Infinite spirit opens the perfect way. Money is blessed and rightly circulated. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Perhaps the old mind will say, you have said these words before. Answer, then I speak them again with greater faith. Perhaps the old mind will say, but the appearance has not changed yet. Answer, the word works first in the unseen. Perhaps the old mind will say, but I am tired. Answer, then I speak softly and rest. You do not need to strain to make the word work. The law does not require strain. The seed does not strain. The light does not strain. The key does not strain. It simply fulfills its nature. Let the word fulfill its nature. Speak it and rest. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. What old sentence must be withdrawn tonight? Perhaps it is, I never have enough. Then withdraw it. Say, I never have enough, is no longer my word, and replace it. Divine supply meets every demand. Perhaps it is, I am always struggling. Withdraw it. Say, I am always struggling is no longer my word, and replace it. I move under grace and my affairs are brought into perfect adjustment. Perhaps it is, money is hard. Withdraw it. Say, money is hard is no longer my word, and replace it. Money is a blessed servant of divine order. Perhaps it is, I do not know what to do. Withdraw it. Say, I do not know what to do, is no longer my final word, and replace it. Infinite intelligence directs me clearly. The old word loses power when it is no longer accepted as truth. You may hear it, but you do not enthrone it. You may notice it, but you do not obey it. You may remember it, but you do not repeat it as law. You choose again, and each choice rearranges the inner pattern. There is no financial disorder so old that the word of divine order cannot begin correcting it. There is no habit of speech so deep that it cannot be softened by faith. There is no fear so familiar that it must remain your companion. The word of God spoken through the awakened heart is always new. Tonight, you speak as one willing to be renewed. My word now rearranges my financial life under grace. My word calls forth divine order. My word withdraws fear. My word blesses money. My word blesses work. My word blesses obligations. My word blesses opportunities. My word blesses the perfect way. My word rests in infinite spirit. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Now let the pace slow. Let the sentences become simpler. Before the account changes, the word changes. Before the door opens, the word opens. Before the channel clears, the word clears. Before the outer order appears, the inner order is spoken. So I speak divine order now. I speak supply now. I speak perfect adjustment now. I speak right timing now. I speak the secret door now. I speak blessed circulation now. I speak peace now. I speak grace now. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let it be enough for this moment. You need not see the whole rearrangement tonight. You need not understand the mechanics of the answer. You need not search for every channel. You need not force every door. You need only withdraw the word of disorder and speak the word of grace. I no longer say I am behind. I say divine order restores all things. I no longer say there is no way. I say infinite spirit opens the perfect way. I no longer say money never stays. I say money is blessed and rightly circulated. My word now rearranges my financial life under grace. Again softly. My word now rearranges my financial life under grace. Again as the mind grows quiet. My word now rearranges my financial life under grace. And the whole financial life responds to the new word, under grace, in perfect ways. Now let us bless the disorder before it changes. This is a deep law, and a gentle one. The human mind wishes to bless only after the appearance has altered. It says, when the money comes, I shall bless. When the bill is paid, I shall bless. When the account is ordered, I shall bless. When the door opens, I shall bless. When the month is easy, I shall bless. But spiritual law asks for a greater faith. Bless it now. Bless it while the appearance is still unsettled. Bless it while the eye still sees confusion. Bless it while the human mind still asks, how can this be arranged? Blessing is not approval of disorder. Blessing is the act of placing the disorder under divine order. It is not saying, "This confusion is my good." It is saying, "This confusion is now surrendered to infinite intelligence, and only divine order can remain. I bless this financial condition and call forth divine order." Say it softly. I bless this financial condition and call forth divine order. There is great power in that word. It changes the atmosphere around the condition. It stops the mind from striking the appearance with fear. It stops the heart from hardening around resentment. It stops the tongue from sending out further disorder. It takes the very thing that has troubled you and places it upon the altar of grace. Many people resist their financial lives. They resist the bill. They resist the debt. They resist the delay. They resist the work. They resist the account. They resist the person who has not paid. They resist the month that has been difficult. They resist the past decision. They resist even the fear in themselves. And what is resisted with fear often grows larger in consciousness. But what is blessed is lifted. I do not resist the appearance. Say it gently. I do not resist the appearance. I do not resist the bill. I do not resist the delay. I do not resist the obligation. I do not resist the account. I do not resist the account. I do not resist the month. I do not resist the unknown. I bless it and call forth divine order. This does not mean you sit helplessly. This does not mean you refuse right action. It means you first refuse wrong reaction. You refuse panic. You refuse resentment. You refuse despair. You refuse to make the appearance your master. Then, from the quiet place of non-resistance, the right action can be shown. The one who resists blindly often acts blindly. The one who blesses first can hear guidance. So if there is a bill that has troubled you, bless it now. Say, I bless this bill, and call forth divine supply. Do not look upon it as an enemy. It may represent light, shelter, service, nourishment, assistance, movement, protection, or something that has served you in some way. Bless the service. Bless the obligation. Bless the money that will meet it. Bless the channel through which the supply will come. I bless this financial condition and call forth divine order. If there is a payment delayed, bless it now. Say this delay is not disorder. This is divine order being revealed. Let that sentence soothe the heart. This is not disorder. This is divine order being revealed. A delay may appear to the human mind as failure, but under grace it may be adjustment. It may be protection. It may be timing. It may be the moving of pieces you cannot see. It may be the closing of a wrong road so that the true channel can open. It may be the hand of infinite intelligence arranging more than the human mind requested. So do not curse the delay. Bless it. Say, no delay can rob me of my divine good. This matter is under divine timing. If there has been a difficult month, bless it now. Do not name it a failure. Do not call it proof that life is against you. Do not carry it into sleep as a verdict upon your future. Say, I bless this month. I bless what it has taught me. I bless what it has revealed. I bless what it has corrected. I now call forth divine order, divine supply, and perfect adjustment. A difficult month is not your identity. A difficult season is not your destiny. An unsettled appearance is not the final word. Divine order has the final word. I bless what I do not yet understand. Say it quietly. I bless what I do not yet understand. How much peace enters when one can bless what is not yet understood. The human mind wants explanations before it will rest. It says, tell me why this happened. Tell me how it will be solved. Tell me when the answer will arrive. Tell me which door will open. But often the explanation comes after peace, not before. Often the understanding comes after surrender. Often the way is revealed after the heart stops demanding that fear be satisfied. I bless what I do not yet understand. There may be a purpose in the delay that you do not yet see. There may be a blessing hidden in a closed door. There may be a correction taking place in a financial habit. There may be a false dependence being dissolved. There may be a new channel being prepared. There may be a right person being moved into place. There may be an old pattern being broken under grace. You do not need to understand tonight in order to bless. Blessing is not the reward of understanding. Blessing is the doorway into understanding. Every confused condition is now adjusted under grace. Let that word be slow. Every confused condition is now adjusted under grace. Not some. Every. The confused condition in money. The confused condition in work. The confused condition in obligation. The confused condition in timing. The confused condition in decision. The confused condition in opportunity. The confused condition in relationship to supply. The confused condition in the spoken word. Every confused condition is now adjusted under grace. This is a beautiful statement because it does not pretend confusion has never appeared. It does not hide from the condition. It takes the condition and places it under a higher law. It says, you are not final. You are not king. You are not the source. You are now subject to divine adjustment. So tonight, bless the disorder before it changes. Bless the table of papers. Bless the unopened letter. Bless the unpaid account. Bless the delayed sum. Bless the uncertain work. Bless the door that did not open. Bless the person who did not answer. Bless the opportunity that seemed to fail. Bless the decision that is not yet clear. Bless the money that has not yet arrived. Bless the future you do not yet see. This is not weakness. This is command of the inner world. The one who can bless before proof has entered the law of faith. The one who can bless before the appearance changes has stopped worshipping appearances. The one who can bless the financial condition has already begun to rise above it. I bless this financial condition and call forth divine order. Again, I bless this financial condition and call forth divine order. Do not say it as one trying to convince a reluctant God. Say it as one remembering the law. Say it as one placing the matter where it belongs. Say it as one who knows that infinite intelligence is not confused. A frightened condition becomes more frightening when it is met with fear. A blessed condition becomes subject to grace. A resisted condition becomes a battle. A blessed condition becomes an altar. Let every financial concern become an altar tonight. Upon this altar, you place the bill. Upon this altar, you place the debt. Upon this altar, you place the delay. Upon this altar, you place the month that has been hard. Upon this altar, you place the old mistake. Upon this altar, you place the worry about work. Upon this altar, you place the question of income. Upon this altar, you place every person connected with your supply. And over the whole altar you speak divine order, divine supply, divine adjustment, divine timing, divine selection, divine restoration, under grace, in perfect ways. Now the condition is no longer merely a trouble. It has been brought into the presence, and anything brought into the presence is changed first in consciousness, then in form, according to divine law. I do not resist the appearance. I bless the appearance and call forth the truth. The truth is not lack. The truth is not disorder. The truth is not fear. The truth is that infinite spirit is the source. Divine order is the law. Grace is the way, and every confused condition is now adjusted under grace. Let the heart rest in that. If anger rises, bless the anger. Say, I bless this anger and release it into divine order. If fear rises, bless the fear. Say, I bless this fear and let it be dissolved by faith. If shame rises, bless the shame. Say, I bless this shame and release it. I am under grace now. If regret rises, bless the regret. Say, I bless the past and call forth divine restoration. This is how non-resistance becomes active. It does not allow the lower emotion to command the night. It blesses it, releases it, and returns to the word. I bless what I do not yet understand. The mind may say, but I want to understand now. Answer, infinite intelligence understands now. The mind may say, but I want to see the change now. Answer, divine order is working now. The mind may say, but I am tired of waiting. Answer, divine timing is perfect, and no delay can rob me of my good. The mind may say, but this looks like disorder. Answer, this is not disorder. This is divine order being revealed. There is a way to look upon a troubled condition without becoming troubled by it. It is the way of blessing. The eyes may still see a situation to be arranged, but the heart no longer bows before it. The mind may still know that right action will be needed, but the body is no longer filled with panic. The soul has chosen its authority. The authority is not the appearance. The authority is divine order. So when you think of an account, say divine order. When you think of a bill, say divine supply. When you think of a delay, say divine timing. When you think of work, say divine guidance. When you think of a closed door, say divine selection. When you think of the unknown, say infinite intelligence. In this way, every thought of money becomes a doorway back to God, and the old fear loses its pathway. A woman once looked upon a disorderly account before sleep. The figures seemed to accuse her. At first she wanted to close the book quickly and carry the fear to bed, but she remembered that fear would only send disorder into the night. So she placed her hand upon the account and said, I bless this financial condition and call forth divine order. Every confused condition is now adjusted under grace. She did not know the answer that night, but she slept with the answer in the hands of infinite spirit. In the days that followed, she was led to make one clear correction. Then another. A payment came. A conversation opened. An unnecessary expense fell away. The account that had seemed like an enemy became a field of divine adjustment. This is the quiet miracle of blessing. Blessing does not always change the outer scene in a flash, but it changes the law under which you meet it. And when the law changes in consciousness, the outer scene must begin to obey. I bless this financial condition and call forth divine order. I do not resist the appearance. This is not disorder. This is divine order being revealed. I bless what I do not yet understand. Every confused condition is now adjusted under grace. Let these sentences move slowly through you. They are not many teachings. They are one teaching. Bless before you see. Bless before you understand. Bless before the account changes. Bless before the payment comes. Bless before the door opens. Bless before the month is easy. Bless and call forth divine order. For blessing is the language of one who trusts the unseen. It is easy to bless what is already beautiful. It is easy to bless the money after it arrives. It is easy to bless the open door after you have walked through it. But the power is in blessing the condition while it is still changing, while it is still hidden, while the senses still call it disorder. This is faith. Faith says, I bless this before I understand it. Faith says, I call forth divine order before I see the proof. Faith says, I do not resist the appearance, because the appearance is not final. Faith says, every confused condition is now adjusted under grace. Now take the whole financial life and bless it. Bless the parts that are clear. Bless the parts that are unclear. Bless the parts that are comfortable. Bless the parts that trouble you. Bless the money that has come. Bless the money that has not yet come. Bless the obligations that are known. Bless the obligations that are being adjusted. Bless the doors that opened. Bless the doors that closed. Bless the way that is visible. Bless the way that is still hidden. Say all of this is now under divine order. Say all of this is now under grace. Say all of this is now being rearranged in perfect ways. There is no need to wrestle with any part of it tonight. Wrestling belongs to fear. Blessing belongs to faith. Fear grips the condition and says, you must change before I can rest. Faith blesses the condition and says, you are already under divine order, and therefore I can rest. I can rest because infinite spirit works. I can rest because the burden is cast. I can rest because the word has been spoken. I can rest because divine order is greater than disorder. I can rest because every confused condition is now adjusted under grace. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let that central word return. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways, not because I have fought the appearance, because I have blessed it, not because I have forced the channel, because I have placed it under grace, not because I have understood everything, because infinite intelligence understands. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Now the old resistance begins to loosen. The financial condition no longer seems like something outside the power of spirit. It is gathered in. It is included. It is blessed. It is under divine law. So if the appearance still seems disorderly, let it seem so without giving it fear. Say, I do not resist the appearance. If the mind still does not understand, let it not understand without giving it despair. Say, I bless what I do not yet understand. If the condition still feels confused, let the word of adjustment be spoken again. Say, every confused condition is now adjusted under grace. And if the heart needs the full prayer, say, I bless this financial condition and call forth divine order. Again, softly, I bless this financial condition and call forth divine order. Again, as though placing it gently into the hands of God. I bless this financial condition and call forth divine order. Now sleep may come nearer, because the battle has been set aside. The appearance has been blessed. The condition has been placed under grace. The old resistance has softened. The divine pattern is being revealed. The burden is no longer carried in the body. The mind is no longer striking the door. The heart is no longer arguing with the unknown. Everything is blessed. Everything is under divine order. Everything confused is being adjusted. Everything hidden is known to infinite intelligence. Everything needed is moving into its right place. And your financial life is now rearranged under grace, in perfect ways. Now let us bring the light of divine order to the very things that have troubled the mind most closely. Let us bring it to the debts, the bills, the payments, the obligations, the agreements, the promises, the sums owed, the sums expected, the accounts that have waited, and the duties that have stood before you with a stern face. Nothing in this part of life is too practical for God. Nothing is too ordinary for infinite spirit. Nothing is too tangled for divine adjustment. You may have thought that spiritual law belonged only to great dreams, to noble visions, to moments of prayer, to the soul's high places. But I tell you, spiritual law belongs also to the bill upon the table, the letter in the drawer, the account that asks to be ordered, the obligation that has weighed upon the heart. Divine order is not too holy to enter your financial affairs. It is precisely there that it must be invited. Every obligation is met under grace in perfect ways. Say it softly. Every obligation is met under grace in perfect ways, not with panic, not with shame, not with confusion, not with harshness, not by robbing one part of life to feed another, not by losing peace, not by forcing the wrong channel, under grace, in perfect ways. When an obligation appears, the frightened mind often says, "This is against me." But an obligation under divine law is not against you. It is a demand upon supply, and divine supply meets every demand. The obligation may be calling forth order. It may be calling forth right action. It may be calling forth a new channel. It may be calling forth an adjustment. It may be calling forth courage, clarity, wisdom, or a right conversation. Divine supply meets every demand. Let the sentence become very quiet and very firm. Divine supply meets every demand. Many people tremble before demands because they believe they must meet them from the little personal store of strength, money, time, and understanding. They forget the inexhaustible source. They forget that infinite spirit is supply. They look at the demand and then look only at the visible purse, and if the purse seems small, they are afraid. But the purse is not the source. The visible account is not the source. The present channel is not the source. Infinite spirit is the source, and divine supply meets every demand. My bills are blessed and supplied. Say this gently. My bills are blessed and supplied. Do not hate the bill. Do not let it stand as a tyrant in thought. Do not give it the power to disturb your sleep. A bill may represent something that has served you. It may represent shelter, warmth, light, food, care, movement, assistance, or some necessary part of life. Bless the service. Bless the obligation. Bless the supply that meets it. Place the whole matter under grace. My bills are blessed and supplied. If a bill has been feared, bless it now. If a bill has been avoided, bless it now. If a bill has been resented, bless it now. If a bill has seemed impossible, bless it now. Say, this bill is under divine order. The supply to meet it is under divine order. The timing is under divine order. The channel is under divine order. The entire matter is supplied under grace in perfect ways. You are not saying that wisdom is unnecessary. You are not saying that order is unnecessary. You are saying that fear is unnecessary. There is a great difference. Wisdom may guide you to arrange, to speak, to ask, to pay, to wait, to adjust, to make clear, to keep a promise, to correct a habit. Fear only tightens the heart and clouds the way. So let fear be removed from debts, bills, and obligations tonight. My debts are brought into divine adjustment. Say it softly, without shame. My debts are brought into divine adjustment. Debt is not to be worshipped as a power. Debt is not to be named as final. Debt is not to be carried into sleep like a chain around the heart. Debt is a condition, and every condition can be placed under divine law. Divine adjustment may come as supply. It may come as arrangement. It may come as wisdom. It may come as right agreement. It may come as a new opportunity. It may come as a reduction, a correction, a conversation, a plan, a change, a blessing, an unexpected channel, or a clear step. Do not dictate the form. Place the debt under grace. Say, this debt is now under divine adjustment. I am shown the right action. The right money comes. The right arrangement is made. Divine supply meets every demand. There is no shame in placing a debt under grace. Shame keeps the mind in darkness. Grace brings the matter into the light. Shame says, hide it. Grace says, bless it and let divine order arrange it. Shame says, you are condemned. Grace says, you are guided. Shame says, there is no way. Grace says, infinite spirit opens the perfect way. So if shame has sat beside any financial matter, dismiss it gently. Say, shame has no place here. This matter is under grace. Say, fear has no place here. This matter is under divine order. Say, confusion has no place here. Infinite intelligence directs me clearly. Every obligation is met under grace in perfect ways. Let that word cover all obligations, not only those made of money. There may be obligations of care, obligations of promise, obligations of home, obligations of work, obligations connected with family, property, service, or duty. Place them all under grace. Divine order knows the difference between a true obligation and a false burden. Divine wisdom knows what must be fulfilled, what must be adjusted, what must be released, and what must be healed. All that I owe and all that is owed to me are in divine order. Say it quietly. All that I owe and all that is owed to me are in divine order. This sentence brings balance. It does not look only at what must go out. It also blesses what must come in. It does not make you a frightened debtor before life. It places the whole circulation under divine law. All that I owe is in divine order. All that is owed to me is in divine order. All that I must pay is in divine order. All that must be paid to me is in divine order. All that I must give is in divine order. All that I must receive is in divine order. All that I must release is in divine order. All that I must receive is in divine order. All that must return is in divine order. Divine adjustment governs it all. How much peace comes when the whole circulation is blessed. The money going out is blessed. The money coming in is blessed. The obligations are blessed. The payments are blessed. The agreements are blessed. The timing is blessed. The people connected with the matter are blessed. The records are blessed. The words are blessed. The decisions are blessed. No part is left in fear. Every obligation is met under grace in perfect ways. Now perhaps there is one particular obligation that has troubled you more than the rest. Do not bring it into the mind with dread. Bring it gently, as one would bring a child to the light. Say over it, this is under divine adjustment. If it is a debt, say, my debts are brought into divine adjustment. If it is a bill, say, my bills are blessed and supplied. If it is a payment owed to you, say, all that is owed to me comes under grace in perfect ways. If it is a payment you must make, say, all that I owe is met under grace in perfect ways. If it is an agreement, say, this agreement is now in divine order. If it is a deadline, say, divine timing governs this matter. If it is a decision, say, infinite intelligence directs me clearly. In this way, every specific concern is included in the prayer. No worry needs to remain outside the gate. No practical matter needs to stand in the shadows, untouched by faith. Bring each one into the light, bless it, and place it under divine order. A frightened mind says, there are too many things. But infinite spirit is not confused by many things. The stars are many, yet they are ordered. The leaves are many, yet the tree is one. The waves are many, yet the sea has its rhythm. Your obligations may seem many, but divine order is one law, and that law can govern them all. Divine supply meets every demand. Again, divine supply meets every demand, not by strain, by grace, not by confusion, by order, not by human panic, by infinite intelligence, not by forcing the wrong door, by opening the perfect way. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. This includes debts. This includes bills. This includes obligations. This includes payments. This includes agreements. This includes all that I owe and all that is owed to me. This includes the known and the unknown. This includes the visible and the invisible. This includes the present need and the future way. All is under grace. All is in divine order. All is brought into perfect adjustment. Do not let a bill speak louder than God tonight. Do not let a debt speak louder than divine supply. Do not let an obligation speak louder than infinite intelligence. These things may need attention. They may need order. They may need right action. But they do not need fear. Fear is not a currency that pays. Fear is not a wisdom that arranges. Fear is not a light that guides. Faith guides. Order arranges. Supply meets. Grace opens. Divine supply meets every demand. Let the heart answer every demand with supply. Let the mind answer every obligation with order. Let the body answer every fear with release. If the demand says I must be met, answer, divine supply meets you. If the debt says I am heavy, answer, you are under divine adjustment. If the bill says I frighten you, answer, you are blessed and supplied. If the obligation says you are alone, answer, infinite spirit is my source. If the time says you are late, answer, divine timing is perfect. If the account says I am confused, answer, divine order rearranges every part. All that I owe and all that is owed to me are in divine order. Say it again. All that I owe and all that is owed to me are in divine order. Now imagine the whole circulation of your financial life as a stream that has been cluttered with fear. Here a stone of shame, there a branch of resentment, there a knot of delay, there a shadow of avoidance, there a habit of wrong words. Under divine order, the stream is being cleared, the flow is being restored. What must go out goes out blessed. What must come in comes in blessed. What must be adjusted is adjusted. What must be released is released. What must be supplied is supplied. The stream of supply moves under grace. You do not need to stand in the stream pushing the water with your hands. You bless it. You clear the word. You follow guidance. You take right action when shown. And divine supply moves. My debts are brought into divine adjustment. My bills are blessed and supplied. Every obligation is met under grace in perfect ways. Divine supply meets every demand. All that I owe and all that is owed to me are in divine order. Let these sentences become a gentle covering over the whole financial life. A covering of peace. A covering of order. A covering of faith. No obligation is outside this covering. No amount is outside this covering. No person connected with your money is outside this covering. No debt, no bill, no account, no agreement, no payment, no delay is outside this covering. All is brought beneath the law of grace. If right action is needed, it will be shown. If a conversation is needed, the right words will be given. If an arrangement is needed, divine intelligence will guide it. If money is needed, the channel will open. If an error must be corrected, correction will come under grace. If something has been overlooked, it will be brought to light gently and clearly. There is no need to fear the practical step. Under grace, the practical step becomes part of the prayer. Writing a letter can be prayer. Arranging an account can be prayer. Paying a bill with blessing can be prayer. Asking for clarity can be prayer. Receiving money with gratitude can be prayer. Putting papers in order can be prayer when it is done under divine guidance. So do not separate spiritual faith from financial order. Let faith enter the ledger. Let faith enter the purse. Let faith enter the envelope. Let faith enter the letter. Let faith enter the conversation. Let faith enter the obligation. Let faith enter the payment. Let faith enter the entire arrangement. My affairs are now under divine management. This is divine management in action, not avoiding obligations, not fearing them, not worshipping them, but placing them in perfect order. Perhaps there has been avoidance because of fear. Bless yourself and begin again. Avoidance often comes from shame, and shame is not from divine love. Say, I am no longer afraid to see what must be placed under grace. Infinite intelligence guides me clearly. Every obligation is met under grace in perfect ways. Perhaps there has been resentment. Bless yourself and begin again. Resentment binds the mind to the burden. Say, I bless this obligation. I bless the service it represents. I bless the supply that meets it. Perhaps there has been confusion. Bless yourself and begin again. Confusion is not final. Say, every confused condition is now adjusted under grace. Perhaps there has been delay. Bless yourself and begin again. Delay is not defeat. Say, divine timing governs this matter, and no delay can rob me of my divine good. This is how the financial life is healed in its details. Not vaguely, specifically. The bill is blessed. The debt is blessed. The account is blessed. The payment is blessed. The obligation is blessed. The agreement is blessed. The person is blessed. The timing is blessed. The action is blessed. The outcome is blessed. All is under grace. All is in perfect ways. Every obligation is met under grace in perfect ways. Now let the mind grow quieter around these matters. They have been named. They have been blessed. They have been placed under divine adjustment. They no longer need to parade through the night as enemies. They are included in divine order. The debt is not your master. The bill is not your master. The obligation is not your master. The deadline is not your master. Fear is not your master. Infinite Spirit is the source. Divine order is the law. Grace is the way. Supply meets every demand. Let the body release the little grip it has held around these concerns. The shoulders need not carry debts. The chest need not carry bills. The throat need not carry unsaid words. The forehead need not carry calculations. The heart need not carry tomorrow's obligations tonight. They have been cast upon Infinite Spirit. They are under divine management. They are being adjusted. They are being supplied. They are being brought into order. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Say it again. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. This includes every debt. This includes every bill. This includes every obligation. This includes every payment. This includes every arrangement. This includes all that I owe. This includes all that is owed to me. This includes every demand upon supply. And divine supply meets every demand. Now let the words slow. Every obligation is met under grace in perfect ways. My debts are brought into divine adjustment. My bills are blessed and supplied. Divine supply meets every demand. All that I owe and all that is owed to me are in divine order. Again softer. Every obligation is met under grace in perfect ways. My debts are brought into divine adjustment. My bills are blessed and supplied. Divine supply meets every demand. All that I owe and all that is owed to me are in divine order. And again, as the mind rests, every obligation is met under grace in perfect ways. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. The burden is lifted, the details are included, the practical matters are blessed, the accounts are under divine management, the debts are under divine adjustment, the bills are under divine supply, the obligations are under divine order, nothing is left out, nothing is beyond grace, nothing is beyond the perfect arrangement of infinite intelligence. All is under grace, all is being adjusted, all is being supplied, all is being restored to divine order. Now let us release the fear that supply can come through one channel only. This fear has troubled many hearts. It has made one person tremble before an employer, another before a customer, another before a promise, another before an inheritance, another before a single door that seemed to hold all possible good. The frightened mind says, if this channel closes, I am lost. If this person does not help me, I am unsupported. If this opportunity does not remain, there is no other way. But the channel is not the source. Infinite Spirit is the source. I do not depend upon one channel. Say it gently. I do not depend upon one channel. This is a word of freedom. It breaks the spell of false dependence. It removes the crown from any one person, one business, one position, one sale, one letter, one agreement, one payment, one door, or one human decision. It reminds the soul that supply does not originate in the channel. The channel is only the cup. Infinite Spirit is the fountain. The cup may change. The fountain does not fail. My channels of supply are rearranged under grace. Let that sentence come slowly. My channels of supply are rearranged under grace. This means that the right channels open, the wrong channels fall away, the blocked channels are cleared, the hidden channels are revealed, the old channels are blessed, the new channels are prepared, and all channels are placed under divine order. You may have thought money could come only through work as you have known it, but Infinite Spirit has ways you know not of. You may have thought money could come only through one customer, one client, one person, one family matter, one household arrangement, one expected payment, one familiar road. But Infinite Spirit has ways you know not of. You may have thought the way was closed because one channel seemed silent, but Infinite Spirit has ways you know not of. Say it softly. Infinite Spirit has ways I know not of. This is not uncertainty. This is holy possibility. It means that life is larger than the fear that has been describing it. It means that the invisible is not empty. It means that right people, right ideas, right opportunities, right payments, right invitations, right services, right talents, and right doors can all be moved into place by divine intelligence. The right channel opens. Say it gently. The right channel opens. The wrong channel falls away. Say it with peace. The wrong channel falls away. Do not be afraid when a wrong channel falls away. It may have looked like supply, but carried strain. It may have looked like safety but kept you small. It may have looked like an answer but bound you to fear. It may have looked necessary but infinite intelligence may have selected something cleaner, stronger, wider, and more perfectly suited to your divine plan. A wrong channel falling away is not always loss. It may be release. It may be protection. It may be divine selection. It may be the clearing of the road. It may be the removal of a lesser form so that a greater form may enter. So do not cling to the old channel merely because it is familiar. Familiar does not always mean appointed. Familiar does not always mean blessed. Familiar does not always mean yours by divine right. Sometimes the soul must be willing to say, if this channel is not mine under grace, I release it. The right channel opens. The right channel opens. The wrong channel falls away. My channels of supply are rearranged under grace. Now consider how many ways supply may come when the mind ceases to dictate one way only. It may come through work blessed and increased. It may come through a service that is finally seen and valued. It may come through a sale, an agreement, an introduction, a recommendation, a letter, a conversation, a payment long delayed, a gift offered with kindness, an opportunity mentioned at the right table, an idea that comes in the quiet, a talent remembered, a skill put to use, a door opened by one who had not known your need. It may come through perfect self-expression. It may come through the right use of a gift. It may come through a person who is divinely appointed. It may come through a path that yesterday did not appear. It may come through a new arrangement of old things. It may come through a change that at first seemed inconvenient, and then proved to be grace. Infinite Spirit has ways I know not of. Let this be a comfort before sleep. You do not have to search the whole world for every channel tonight. You do not have to sit awake inventing possibilities. You do not have to push your thought against every closed door. You do not have to make yourself anxious by asking, from where, from whom, By what means? Through what road? Infinite Spirit knows the person. Infinite Spirit knows the opportunity. Infinite Spirit knows the timing. Infinite Spirit knows the channel. Your part is to stop enthroning one channel as your source. I do not depend upon one channel. The mind may say, but this one channel has always provided. Bless it, be grateful for it, but do not worship it. A channel that has provided before is still only a channel. It may continue under grace, or it may be replaced under grace. Either way, the source remains. The mind may say, but this person promised. Bless the person, bless the promise, but do not make the person your God. If the person is the appointed channel, they will fulfill their part under divine order. If not, Infinite Spirit opens another way. The mind may say, but this payment must come. Place the payment under grace. If it is yours by divine right, it comes in perfect order. If another channel is selected first, receive without resistance. The mind may say, but I cannot see any other way. Answer, Infinite Spirit has ways I know not of. That sentence opens the windows of consciousness. It lets air into the closed room of fear. It says to the soul, do not faint before the narrowness of the visible world. The invisible is full of divine possibilities. My channels of supply are rearranged under grace. Let us bless each channel now. I bless my work as a channel of supply. I bless my service as a channel of supply. I bless my gifts as channels of supply. I bless my ideas as channels of supply. I bless right conversations as channels of supply. I bless right letters as channels of supply. I bless right sales as channels of supply. I bless right help as a channel of supply. I bless known and unknown channels of supply. All are under grace. All are in divine order. All are rearranged in perfect ways. How peacefully the heart rests when it no longer demands that good come through one narrow gate. The soul becomes spacious again. It stops standing before a single door with clenched hands. It turns toward Infinite Spirit and says, open the way you have selected. That is a holy prayer. Open the way you have selected. Open the channel you have appointed. Open the door that belongs to my divine plan. Open the path that blesses all concerned. And close under grace what is not mine by divine right. The right channel opens. The wrong channel falls away. This is how your financial life is rearranged. It is not always by adding more to the old disorder. Sometimes it is by changing the channels through which supply moves. Sometimes the old road had become too small. Sometimes the old arrangement had too much fear attached to it. Sometimes a person had been made into a source. Sometimes a position had been made into a source. Sometimes a customer had been made into a source. Sometimes a single expected payment had been made into a source. And divine order gently corrects this. It says, no, Infinite Spirit is your source. This channel may serve, but it shall not rule. There is freedom in that correction. You may be grateful for channels without being enslaved by them. You may receive through people without being afraid of people. You may work with diligence without making work your God. You may accept opportunity without clinging to opportunity. You may be practical without being fearful. You may bless every channel and still depend only upon Infinite Spirit. I do not depend upon one channel. Again, I do not depend upon one channel. My channels of supply are rearranged under grace. The right channel opens. The wrong channel falls away. Infinite Spirit has ways I know not of. Now imagine, softly, a house with many doors. For a long time perhaps you have watched only one door. You sat before it, waiting. You listened for footsteps behind it. You worried over its silence. You said, this is the door. This must be the door. But in the house of divine supply there are many doors. And infinite intelligence knows which one is yours tonight. One door may open through work. One door may open through a gift. One door may open through a conversation. One door may open through a letter. One door may open through an idea. One door may open through a talent. One door may open through a debt repaid. One door may open through a service needed by another. One door may open through a quiet inner prompting. You do not need to run from door to door in fear. The right door opens under grace. The right channel opens under grace. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. If a channel has seemed blocked, bless it. Say, this channel is now under divine order. If it is the appointed way, it opens. If it is not, the perfect channel is revealed. If a channel has seemed unreliable, bless it. Say, I release this channel from being my source. Infinite Spirit is my unfailing supply. If a channel has seemed to end, bless it. Say, thank you for what has served. The next right channel opens under grace. If a channel has seemed hidden, bless the hidden. Say, infinite intelligence reveals the channel selected for my good. Do not fear change in the channels. The source is unchanged. A river may take a new course, but the water is still water. A lamp may be moved to another table, but the light is still light. Supply may come through another road, but infinite spirit is still the source. My channels of supply are rearranged under grace. This means that if your work must be lifted, it is lifted. If your service must be recognized, it is recognized. If your gift must find its audience, it finds its audience. If a payment must arrive, it arrives in divine order. If a sale must be made, it is made under grace. If an opportunity must be presented, it appears. If a false dependence must be dissolved, it dissolves. If a new road must open, it opens. Every channel is subject to divine intelligence. The right channel opens. The wrong channel falls away. Do not mourn the wrong channel. Bless it and release it. Do not chase the wrong channel. Let it go. Do not make a story of rejection around it. Do not say, because this did not provide, I am not provided for. Say instead, this was not the appointed channel, or it would have remained under grace. My good comes through the perfect way. This keeps the heart from bitterness. This keeps the word from fear. This keeps the mind open to guidance. A bitter mind cannot always see the new channel. A resentful heart may stand before an opening and not recognize it, but the heart that blesses and releases becomes light enough to be led. So release with blessing. Bless the old work. Bless the old customer. Bless the old payment. Bless the old expectation. Bless the old opportunity. Bless the old door. Bless the channel that has served. Bless the channel that has closed. Bless the channel that is opening. Bless the channel not yet seen. All channels are under grace. All channels are in divine order. Infinite spirit has ways I know not of. This is the sentence to carry into sleep when one door has troubled you. Do not sleep repeating, what if this door does not open? Sleep saying, infinite spirit has ways I know not of. Do not sleep asking, what if this person does not help? Sleep saying, the right person is appointed. Do not sleep saying, what if this channel ends? Sleep saying, the right channel opens. And now let us speak over the whole arrangement. My channels of supply are rearranged under grace. The right channel opens. The wrong channel falls away. The hidden channel is revealed. The delayed channel is adjusted. The blessed channel is increased. The false channel is released. The perfect channel is selected. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let the words grow quiet. My channels of supply are rearranged under grace, not by anxiety, under grace, not by force, under grace, not by clinging, under grace, not by one human door, under grace, not by one visible road, under grace. Infinite spirit has ways I know not of. Let this remove the loneliness from money. You are not standing alone before one gate in a barren world. You are held in a universe of divine possibility. You are under the care of infinite intelligence. You are surrounded by unseen roads, hidden doors, appointed people, prepared opportunities, and channels being arranged in ways the mind cannot trace. Perhaps tonight, while you sleep, one person remembers, one letter moves, one idea forms, one door loosens, one old channel fades, one new channel begins. You need not supervise it. Divine order knows the arrangement. I do not depend upon one channel. My channels of supply are rearranged under grace. The right channel opens, the wrong channel falls away. Infinite spirit has ways I know not of. Again, softly, I do not depend upon one channel. My channels of supply are rearranged under grace. The right channel opens, the wrong channel falls away. Infinite spirit has ways I know not of. Now the heart can release the one door it has been watching too fearfully. Release it into divine order. Bless it. Let it be what it truly is, a channel, not the source. If it is right, it opens. If it is wrong, it falls away. If something better is appointed, it comes under grace. My supply does not fail because one channel changes. My good does not disappear because one door closes. My prosperity is not trapped in one person, one place, one payment, or one path. Infinite spirit is my source. Infinite spirit has ways I know not of. And all my channels of supply are now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. And now, dear one, let every thought become quiet beneath one final truth. Divine order has the final word. Not fear, not debt, not delay, not a closed door, not a troubled account, not a memory of lack, not an old mistake, not the voice that says, there is no way. Divine order has the final word. Let that sentence move slowly through the mind, as though it were a soft hand arranging every scattered thing into its proper place. Divine order has the final word. The old financial story does not have the final word. The old anxiety does not have the final word. The old fear before sleep does not have the final word. The appearance of disorder does not have the final word. Infinite spirit has the final word. And the word is order, supply, peace, and perfect adjustment. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let the phrase come without effort. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let it be gentle. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let it be enough. You need not add fear to it. You need not explain it. You need not ask it how it will be done. You need not follow it through every possible channel. You need not keep watch over the process. The word has been spoken. The burden has been cast. The channels are under grace. The people are under grace. The doors are under grace. The money is under grace. The whole financial life is under divine management. Divine order has the final word. Everything is in its right place. Say it softly. Everything is in its right place. The right money is in its right place. The right people are in their right places. The right doors are open. The right opportunities are in their right places. The right ideas are in their right places. The right actions are in their right places. The right words are in their right places. The right timing is in its right place. The right channels are in their right places. Everything is in its right place under grace. Perhaps the outer eye has not yet seen every sign. That is all right. The seed does not show the flower at once. The letter does not arrive the moment it is written. The dawn does not appear all at once, but light has already begun before the room is fully bright. Divine order begins in the unseen before it is visible in form. So do not disturb the unseen work with fear. Let it continue. Let it arrange. Let it correct. Let it restore. Let it reveal. Let it open. Let it close what must close. Let it bring forward what must come forward. Let it place every piece where it belongs. My financial life is rearranged under grace. Again gently. My financial life is rearranged under grace. The account is rearranged under grace. The work is rearranged under grace. The income is rearranged under grace. The obligations are rearranged under grace. The debts are rearranged under grace. The bills are rearranged under grace. The bills are rearranged under grace. The opportunities are rearranged under grace. The channels of supply are rearranged under grace. The hidden doors are rearranged under grace. The people connected with my supply are rearranged under grace. My thoughts about money are rearranged under grace. My words about money are rearranged under grace. My expectation around money is rearranged under grace. My whole financial life is rearranged under grace. In perfect ways. In perfect ways. In perfect ways. Now let the words become slower, and let the heart no longer struggle to believe by force. Faith does not need to be forced. It needs to be allowed. It needs a quiet place. It needs the old arguments to cease. It needs the door of the mind to close gently upon fear and open inwardly to infinite spirit. Divine order has the final word. If a fear rises, let it pass beneath that sentence. Divine order has the final word. If a question rises, let it pass beneath that sentence. Divine order has the final word. If a memory rises, let it pass beneath that sentence. Divine order has the final word. If the mind remembers a bill, say, divine supply meets every demand. If the mind remembers a debt, say, divine adjustment is taking place. If the mind remembers a delay, say, divine timing is perfect. If the mind remembers a closed door, say, the right door is open. If the mind remembers a person, say, the right people are in their right places. If the mind remembers uncertainty, say, infinite intelligence knows. Then return again to the central word. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. There is no haste in grace. There is no confusion in divine order. There is no poverty in infinite spirit. There is no fear in the divine plan. There is no final obstruction to the good that belongs to you by divine right. Everything is in its right place. The right money is in its right place. The right money does not miss you. The right money is not lost. The right money is not confused. The right money comes through the right channel, at the right time, under grace, in perfect ways. The right people are in their right places. The right person remembers. The right person speaks. The right person gives. The right person pays. The right person opens the way. The right person is moved by divine order, not by pressure, not by force, not by fear. The right people are in their right places. The right doors are open. Not every door. The right doors, not the doors fear has chosen. The doors divine selection has appointed. Not the doors that bind. The doors that bless. Not the doors that cost peace. The doors that open under grace. The right doors are open. Let that become a quiet certainty. The right doors are open. The secret door is open. The door of supply is open. The door of right work is open. The door of right action is open. The door of divine adjustment is open. The door of peace is open. The door of prosperity is open. The right doors are open under grace. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Now there is no need to chase the thought. Let the phrase come and go like a soft tide. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let it wash away the old story. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let it wash away the old story. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let it wash away the old story. Divine order has the final word. I sleep in divine supply. Say it gently. I sleep in divine supply. I sleep in divine order. I sleep in peace. I sleep under grace. I sleep while infinite spirit works. I sleep while divine intelligence arranges. I sleep while the right channels open. I sleep while the wrong channels fall away. I sleep while the right people move into their right places. I sleep while the right money moves through the perfect channel. I sleep while the perfect way is revealed. I sleep in divine supply. I sleep in divine order. I sleep in peace. All is well. Let the words all is well become very simple. All is well. All is well. All is well. Not because the human mind has solved every figure. Not because the eyes have seen every answer. Not because the outer proof has fully appeared. Not because every question has explained itself. All is well because infinite spirit is the source. All is well because divine order is working. All is well because the burden has been cast. All is well because the word has been spoken. All is well because fear does not have the final word. Divine order has the final word. Again, divine order has the final word. Again, softer. Divine order has the final word. Let the body hear it. The shoulders may rest because divine order has the final word. The hands may rest because divine order has the final word. The heart may rest because divine order has the final word. The mind may rest because divine order has the final word. The future may rest in God because divine order has the final word. Your financial life is not floating loose in fear. It is not abandoned to chance. It is not outside the law. It is not beyond correction. It is not beyond restoration. It is not beyond divine arrangement. It is under grace. It is in perfect ways. It is being rearranged now. The old pieces are finding their places. The old burdens are losing their weight. The old words are losing their power. The old fear is losing its voice. The divine pattern is appearing. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Let the phrase become a lamp growing dim. Not because the light is gone, but because the room has become peaceful. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Softer now. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. More quietly. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Everything is in its right place. Everything is under divine order. Everything is under divine management. Everything is under grace. Everything is in perfect ways. The right money is in its right place. The right people are in their right places. The right doors are open. The right channels are open. The right opportunities are open. The right words are given. The right actions are shown. The right timing is perfect. Divine order has the final word. Now, if a thought tries to return to the old account, place the account in its right place. Say, this account is under divine order. If a thought tries to return to the old debt, place the debt in its right place. Say, this debt is under divine adjustment. If a thought tries to return to a delayed payment, place the payment in its right place. Say, this payment is under divine timing. If a thought tries to return to an uncertain road, place the road in its right place. Say, the perfect way is revealed. If a thought tries to return to the future, place the future in its right place. Say, my future is under grace, and then let the mind come back to rest. I sleep in divine supply. I sleep in divine order. I sleep in peace. All is well. The mind does not have to count now. The mind does not have to plan now. The mind does not have to defend itself now. The mind does not have to arrange every piece now. The mind does not have to answer every question now. The mind does not have to hold tomorrow now. Infinite intelligence is the arranger. Divine order is the law. Grace is the way. All is well. Let the words become less and less complicated. Divine order, grace, supply, peace, perfect ways. Divine order, grace, supply, peace, perfect ways. My financial life is rearranged under grace. The money is under grace. The work is under grace. The debts are under grace. The bills are under grace. The doors are under grace. The people are under grace. The timing is under grace. The whole life is under grace, in perfect ways, in perfect ways, in perfect ways. There is nothing more to force tonight. There is nothing more to chase tonight. There is nothing more to fear tonight. There is nothing more to carry tonight. There is only the quiet law of divine order. There is only the unfailing supply of infinite spirit. There is only the gentle restoration of grace. There is only the word of faith moving before you. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Now let the word continue without your effort. It can continue beneath thought. It can continue beneath sleep. It can continue in the unseen. The word of faith is not idle. It works in the realm of cause. It prepares the way. It calls forth order. It blesses the channels. It lifts the burden. It reminds the soul that God is not confused. Divine order has the final word. The right money is in its right place. The right people are in their right places. The right doors are open. Everything is in its right place. I sleep in divine supply. I sleep in divine order. I sleep in peace. All is well. Let this be the final arrangement of the night, not the arrangement made by fear, the arrangement made by grace, not the arrangement forced by anxiety, the arrangement revealed by infinite intelligence, not the arrangement of the old story, the arrangement of divine order. The pieces are placed. The way is opened. The burden is lifted. The supply is moving. The old words are withdrawn. The new word remains. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Again softly. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Again as sleep draws nearer. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Now only the simple words remain. Divine order has the final word. My financial life is rearranged under grace. Everything is in its right place. The right money is in its right place. The right people are in their right places. The right doors are open. I sleep in divine supply. I sleep in divine order. I sleep in peace. All is well. All is well. All is well. Under grace. In perfect ways. Under grace. In perfect ways. Not to grace. In perfect ways. The source is sure. The way is sure. The supply is sure. The order is sure. The blessing is sure. The final word is sure. Divine order has the final word. I sleep in divine supply. I sleep in divine order. I sleep in peace. All is well. If the mind becomes quiet now, let it be quiet. If the words fade, let them fade softly. If sleep comes, let it come under grace. The work of fear is finished for tonight. The work of divine order continues. My financial life is now rearranged under grace in perfect ways. Divine order has the final word. Everything is in its right place. I sleep in divine supply. I sleep in divine order. I sleep in peace. All is well. All is well. All is well. Divine order has the final word. My financial life is rearranged under grace. The right money is in its right place. The right people are in their right places. The right doors are open. I sleep in peace. I sleep under grace. I sleep in divine order. All is well. All is well. Now rest. The pieces are in divine hands. The burden is in divine hands. The money is in divine hands. The future is in divine hands. The whole financial life is in divine hands. And divine order has the final word.